Okay. Right. So I sent you the paper for today's paper class. Puta. Paper class, we have to start on time. The latecomers can go through the recordings of the missing parts. Okay, because this is a paper class. Paper class main goal is to train you all to complete the exam within the time. Okay. So even we can't delay the process. So the latecomers can go through the recordings, but that is not something that you can continue for a long time. Okay. So you have to have that discipline when it comes to a paper class. Right. So before we start the paper classes, I just wanted to show you one important thing. පළවෙනි එක. So this is the question. I don't know whether the online students can see it. I think shape with the lighting and all. I don't know whether it's visible here. Right. This is the question paper. Hare. So first of all, I can see there's a connection glitch from my end. From this screen that I have in front of me. Can you please quickly confirm me through the chat box? Online students, physical class students, online class students, confirm me through the chat box quickly. Is my audio and video both clear? Is my audio and video both clear? Drop message in the chat box quickly. Everyone yes or no? Is my audio and video both clear to you guys? Am I audible to you? Is the screen visible to you? Sorry. Okay, great. Hari. Great. So this is the paper, and like this, all online students will receive 4 papers for a month and the answer writing scripts as well. This is the answer writing scripts I think I have provided for my O-level students also. And then answer writing booklet, also the paper. So you are going to receive all these things. So you are going to learn to write answers for the final exam since the beginning. පළවෙනි දවසේ ඉඳලම සේරම පිළිවෙලකට කරන් යන්න ඕනි. Right. So now how you have to work for a paper class? Nagada. Salam. Linga. It was here? Okay. Now listen. Stop working, online students and physical class students. Now concentrate here. So when it comes to a paper class, the main goals that we have to set on the first day itself. You can be a person who have 0% in your term exams, or you get below 20 marks in your term exams. That doesn't matter. That does matter if you are not putting an effort. You can be a person who get above 70 marks. That's a very good thing, but still this is not enough to get your desired A pass in your final exam. So this paper class, you have to set a goal. Whatever the level you are, you can be a person who's below W, below 35 marks. I mean 35 marks, 10 marks or palle. And if you are a person who's above B and who's very closer to A. So for everyone, this paper class is going to help to achieve your 100% in your final exam. But that is very plausible for a person who works according to the given guidelines. So the number one thing you have to understand that our goal is not to complete the 1,000 questions in the paper. I mean 1000 marks in the paper. Pure paper consists of 1000 pure paper. We have totally consisting totally 1300 marks, which you have to score only 1000 marks. Applied paper also the same, right? 1000 marks you have to score out of 1300 marks. Okay. So why these 300 marks additionally given? Those are selection questions. ඒවා select කරන්න තියෙන ප්‍රශ්න. Those are selecting questions. So our goal is to train you all to complete the paper in 3 hours, such way that you can complete all 10 short questions and the 7 essay questions. Exam ekedi, you can save your time like if you train like this, because in exams you have to answer only 5 questions. You have to answer only 5 essay questions. You can skip 2 essay questions. But in our paper class, we are targeting to complete all 17 questions in both pure paper and applied paper. So today's paper, I was planning to give you a mixed paper. Then when I was finalizing the paper, okay, my versions this is actually I was planning to give as the second paper. So then I thought of giving you a complete pure paper today and discussing a complete applied paper in the second paper class. So we can continuously focus on one particular aspect in the paper in single paper class, in every single paper class. ඒ විදිහට අපිට ලස්සනට theory එක cover කරන්න පුළුවන්. So now when it comes to a paper class, number 1 පුතා, you have to set a goal. If you are whatever the level you are, that doesn't matter. By the end of 2 papers, I must have increased at least by 5 to 10 marks. Make a potty goal. It's a very simple goal, very small goal. Your first goal should be once every 2 papers, my marks are increased by 5 marks, minimum, maximum by 10 marks. It's a very small goal and that I'm giving you. So a person who has 0 marks now, second paper with you have to keep your target. My minimum goal is 10 marks or 5 marks. Third paper, fourth paper with the 20 marks, 40, third paper, fourth paper with the 20 marks. And then sixth paper with the 30. Eighth paper with the 40. So we are completing 10 papers in the first phase. Once we complete the first phase, 10 papers are completing, you can target somewhere around 45 marks. හරියට වැඩ කරොත් from the level you are, we can come up to S level if you work properly. If you work properly. And you have to keep your target. So I always tell in my classes, right, there are no person that we can find who has a, what do you call her, a born genius ගොම්පාට. එහෙම කවුරුත් නැහැ. හරි? So Albert Einstein is a born genius. He was, indeed he had a larger brain. Okay. That doesn't mean he is a born genius. That person had an interest towards this subject area. Hare? So you have to have the interest. If you don't have the interest, what happens? Interest එකක් නැත්නම් පුතා ඔයාලා මොන මගුල කරත් ලකුණු වෙන්නේ නැහැ. හරි? Whatever the shit you do, you won't get marks. You have to have the interest first. Just for the sake of doing A levels, if you do this, you can't do this one. Number 1, you have to have the interest. And the other thing is, there is no one called talented person. It was say මෝඩයා අදක්ෂය එහෙම මගුලක් නැහැ. ඉන්නේ එකම එක categories දෙකයි. A person who puts the effort, a person who doesn't put the effort. Only 2 categories. Set who puts a genuine effort, another set who doesn't put the genuine effort. The people who puts the genuine effort will somehow refine their theory knowledge and will get the result. Effort එකක් දාන්න නැති එක, even though that person has a talent, they won't be able to succeed. අර කියනවනේ when the talent doesn't put the effort, okay, effort will surpass the talent here. If you can be a person who might have a very good talent in maths, small grades, අම්මලා කියනවා ඇති මුට හොඳ talent එක තියෙනවා maths හොඳට කරන්න පුළුවන්. But when it comes to exams, no results. Why is that? You have the talent, but you don't put the effort. Remember that A level is a competitive exam. It's a competitive exam. වැඩ කරන එකට තමයි result එක හම්බෙන්නේ. නිකන් ඉන්න එකට නෙවෙයි. If you want to get the A pass, these three things must be fulfilled. Cover the syllabus somehow 100% at least 3 or 4 months before the exam. කොහොම හරි cover කරගන්න. For all the subjects, huh? For all the subjects. For all 3 subjects. Number 2, practice past papers at least for the last 10 to 15 years. Okay, 3 to 5 times before you go to the exam. Timings තියලා past papers practice කරන්න. Minimum is 10 to 15 years. Huh? If you can do like 20 years, 30 years කරන්න පුළුවන් නම් better. But the thing is, when it comes to combined math syllabus changes එක්ක පුතා මේ 2011 වලින් පිටිපස්සේ කරන එක no use in the sense questions ටිකක් නෙවෙයි ගොඩක් අමාරුයි. But if you try it, it's better. But in the last moment, don't try below 2011. Try above 2016 when you're closer to the exam. And model questions. Model questions. මේ තුනම කරලා දෙන්න ඕන. Then nobody can stop your A. But again, theory 100% covering doesn't mean coming to a class and covering up the theory or going through the recording and writing down the note. Not that. Once the lecture finishes a certain area, you have to redo those questions again and again and again and find new questions on your own and try them. Doubts තියෙනේම ගුරුවරුන්ගෙන් අහලා clarify කරගන්න. මෙතන අහන්නේ ගොඩක් ඉන්නේ. හරි? So that's how you have to work. Let's come to the paper class. And then I'll directly start the paper. Paper writing එකටත් මම වෙලාවක් දෙනවා චූටි. හරි? After the first few questions, I will give you a small time to the time for selected questions answer කරන්න. I will give you a time and I will collect your answers as well. A questions වලට I will be providing marks in our next class. Okay? Right. You have to maintain a file. This file contains 3 documents. Document 1, document 2, and document 3. Number 1 document is the question paper. Number 2 document is your answer sheets. Number 3 document is my marking scheme, which is the tutor's marking scheme. Marking scheme. තව එකක් දාන්න. Document 4, discussion. Right. These are the 4 documents you have to keep in your file. Number 1 is the question paper. Question paper එක පුතා, if you go through the PDF file, online students, physical class students are paying ඇති. How you get the final exam question paper, ඒ විදිහටම තමයි structure එක හදලා තියෙන්නේ. You have enough the proper standard space is given for the question. එක page එකකට in your final exam also you will get 2 questions only, 2 short questions only. Same as that I have given in space in your paper. But when it comes to practice papers, when it comes to phase 2, I will allow you all to write answers on the paper itself. The first phase papers, I don't recommend you all to write answers in the write answers for short questions in the paper itself. Make ලියන්න එපා. This space is going to be empty. I will tell you when you have to utilize the space to answer for answer writing. That one I will guide you separately. Now, whatever the papers you receive, you all are not going to answer in this empty space. මෙතන ලියන්න එපා. You read the question. I will be providing you with answer writing scripts. Write the question paper name and the number. Part A, part A. Write the question number. Start writing the answers. That is going to be an answer sheet. Do not write any answers in the question paper, even though you have space, until I advised you all to do so. And then when we are doing the discussion, when we do the discussion, you have to correct your answers cross-checking with the marking scheme and my discussion. මගේ discussion එකයි මම දෙන marking scheme එක දෙකම බලන්න. Cross-checking that, you have to just put tick, cross and marks allocation. කීයක්ද marks යන්නේ මේ step එකට? And the marks allocation. You have to mark your papers. I will be marking the papers and giving you. When I am discussing, you will also have to mark. එතකොට තමයි ඔයාලට තේරෙන්නේ these are the steps that I have missed. මම කොහොමද papers mark කරලා දෙනවා. Papers will be marked by an invigilator panel. මගේ university එකේ කට්ටිය බලන්නේ. හරි? So papers ඔයාලට බලලා දුන්නට වැඩක් නෑ පුතා. When I am discussing, you will also have to check your answers. Then the discussion is to write down the correct answer. Here you put the tick mark, cross mark විතරයි. හරි වැරදි හදන්නේ නැහැ උතන. Don't write the correct answer. That part is not done in this document too. Your answer sheet is just to put the tick mark, cross mark, marks. How many marks allocated? Discussion sheet is the place where you put the question number. If your answer is wrong, write down the correct answer. If any important theory part has been discussed under that particular question, you have to write down that discussion there. You have to write down that discussion there. So at the end of one paper, you have 4 documents. One is nothing written, an empty question paper. ඒකට පිටිපස්ස your answer sheet. And behind that the discussion, and finally you have the, I will mark this as document 4 and this as document 3. Keep in this order, document 1, 2, discussion, marking. මේ පිළිවෙලට documents ටික තියාගන්න. When it comes to exams, you just take the question paper. Then when you are trying the paper, you can write down the answers in this space. මෙතන ලියා ගන්න පුළුවන්. Okay? Because if you keep the answer written here, when I am doing the discussion, what happens is, මෙතන ලියා ගත්තොත්, when you are trying the paper for the second time, you are going to read the question එක read කරන ගමන් එහෙමම read කරගෙන යන answer. You won't try it on your own again. So that's not going to help you. So please follow this structure throughout every paper that we are discussing in the paper class. Hare? Right. Ehena, how you have to work for the paper class කියන එකත් කිව්වා. Now let's get into the work. Students, I have sent the link පුතා මගේ laptop එකේ මේ connect වෙන්න to the Zoom. Online students, the students who joined in the beginning, can you please send the Google? I have the link. My copy කරලා දාන්න. I will send the link in the chat box. Those who didn't receive the question paper, quickly download it. You don't have to keep open the PDF files. Okay? You don't have to keep open the PDF files. Questions tika read karanna. I will give you a time. Puta, listen. Usually when it comes to a paper class, I will be giving the paper 2 days ahead for physical class students and online class students, for both of them. Usually, mehmai. Online class students will receive the paper, all 4 papers for the month at once. Physical class students will receive the printed paper during the class. But however, both of them, as a discipline to train for the paper, for the first 10 papers, Friday is the live discussion now. Wednesday on the LMS, I'll be uploading the PDF file. So even though that online students online students having the printed file with all printed files with them, you have to take the particular weeks, that respective weeks paper only and try them. Anit weeks ala papers harawalawat balanna epa. Keep that discipline. Physical class students, you will get only that PDF file. No? When you come to the class, you will get only that particular document. Okay? Right. So, other class, since this is the beginning, since this is the starting session, paper writing, I will give you after discussing the first question. Because otherwise, beginning of the paper class itself from සුටුස්කාල paper ලියන්න දුන්නා නම් මුන් වැඩ කරන්නේ හරි. So I will discuss the first question, or I will give you an explanation of the questions. And Puta, usually if you take a question, if you take combined maths paper, there are 10 short questions, 7 essay questions, okay, and you have to select 5. You have to select 5. For 10 short questions and 7 essay questions, altogether you get 3 hours to answer and 10 minutes additionally to read and prioritize the questions that you have to answer. So basically 3 hours and 10 minutes for both pure paper and applied papers. So what I recommend is, students think that ehenam for short question paper let's allocate 1 hour, essay paper let's allocate 2 hours. මෙහෙම කරොත් කවදාවත් paper එක complete කරන්න බෑ. Obviously you will get a very limited time when it comes to essay paper. You will get lack of time to complete the paper. Question පහක් ඉවර කරන්න වෙලා හම්බෙන්නේ නැහැ. So this is how you have to do. You have to fix your mind only for 30 minutes for the 10 short questions. From the beginning, train this. For the first 10 short questions, 30 minutes විතරමයි. පොළව දෙබෑ වුණත් උඹ අල්ලලා හිරේ දානවා කිව්වත් no more than 30 minutes I'm going to take for the first 10 short questions. Be firm in that. මොන මගුල කිව්වත් කවුරු මොනවා කිව්වත් මාව මරනවා කිව්වත් මම 30 minutes වලින් එහා 10 short questions වල ගන්නෙ නෑ. Regardless of whether you complete it or not. Okay. 30 minutes. If you are allocating 30 minutes, then for one short question, you are going to allocate 3 minutes only. Then number 1 you have to increase is your accuracy. Number 2, your speed. That's why the paper class is important. Make a theory class එක හදන්න පුළුවන් දෙයක් නෙවෙයි. One short question 3 minutes. 10 short question 30 minutes. In the beginning, for one short question you might be taking 5 minutes 10 minutes ගන්නත් පුළුවන්. Until you reach this target, you should not get a peaceful sleep. ඔළුවේ මේක බත දෙන්න ඕන. මං විනාඩි 3කට මට short question එකක් කරන්න. Until I get the talent to complete the short question within 3 minutes, I'm not going to get a peaceful sleep. කියන එක ඔළුවේ දුවන්න ඕන. You have to have that radical discipline. You have to have that ego competitor within you. එහෙම නැත්නම් මේක කරන්න බෑ. Within 3 minutes, you have to complete a short question. So 30 minutes වලින් පස්සේ, let's say after 30 minutes, you have completed only 7 short questions. 3ක් කරගන්න බැරි වුණා. Don't worry. Keep it behind. Go for the essay part. Essay paper එක target එක 1 hour 30 minutes. For 5 essay questions, 1 hour 30 minutes, which means 90 minutes divided by 5, how much? 90 divided by 5, 50, 10, 18 minutes, no? 18 minutes. විනාඩි 20ක් almost තියෙනවා. 50, 40, 90, හරිනේ? 18 minutes. 18 minutes is the time that you have for an essay question. 18 minutes is more than enough. Okay. 1.5 hour for the essay paper. එහෙනම් 30 minutes, 1.5 hour. Even though in exams you have 3 hours and 10 minutes, අපේ goal එක paper එක 2 hours වලින් ඉවර කරන්න. Our goal is to complete the paper in 2 hours. ඔන්න පළවෙනි දවසේ අපි අපිට set කරගන්න goal එක. The goal that we are setting for us. කරන එක කරනවාමයි කියලා හිතාගෙන කරන්න. I will do it මොන මගුලාවත් I will do it. If you don't have that courage, ego freak in you, කරන්න බෑ මේක. උඹලා කරනවා කරන්න ඕනේ. Okay. So In this paper, I have given you 10 short questions, 3 essay questions only. Because I need I need to discuss the questions also. No? So 10 short questions, 30 minutes, 3 essay questions, 30, 24, 54 minutes. So let's say 50 minutes, 50 minutes plus 30 minutes, 1 hour, 1 hour and 20 minutes. 1 hour and 20 minutes paper එකක් මේ තියෙන්නේ. Right? Nearly 1.5 an hour paper. Approximately a 1.5 an hour paper. A 1.5 an hour paper එකක්, I'm giving you a limited time, right? Now මෙතන ඉන්න online පුදාලා, you have to put this is a paper class. This is a paper class. Paper class එකේ goal එක writing the papers and getting the experience, right? Paper class එක discussion එක විතරක් වෙන්නේ නැහැ. 7:30 වෙනකම් we have time. We will be doing the discussion also. So 1 hour and 30 minutes at a stretch, 1 hour and 30 minutes I can't give because we have a limited time. ඒ හින්දා usually I give the paper earlier and the discussion will be done. එහෙම තමයි යන්නේ. So since today is the first paper writing එකත් මට කරන්නම ඕනේ. නැත්නම් you will not understand the paper writing අර heaviness එක පේන්නේ නැහැ. All the questions are exam standard questions. පොඩ්ඩක් හිතන්න ප්‍රශ්නක් දීලා තියෙනවා. Very sensitive points in the theory area is tested in this paper. බබා papers දීලා මට මේක ඇත්තටම මගේ papers වල දින බබා paper එක. Okay, I have given an easy paper, but still it tests the sensitive points in the theoretical aspect. හොඳට මහන්සි වෙලා හිතලා work එක කරන්න. If I give you a time now, are you guys ready? Ready? Right? Online students, confident Peter, everyone tell me, everyone, I need each and everyone single responses. Single response, baila mukut netu, direct responses, individual responses. Are you guys ready to write the paper now? If I give you a time, mama dena time එක ඇතුළත paper එක කරන්න ready ද? Yes or no? Drop a message in, send it in everyone. If you send individual messages privately to me, it opens a separate chat box. It's very hard to read. Everyone done? Mogo ready ne? Guts ne? Guts පිට වැඩ කරන්න පුතා. Right? Elagiri. Hurry. Then I have sent you the question paper. Today's paper, you don't have to switch on the camera. Moving forward, some papers කලින් ලියලා submit කරන්න කියනවා. Suddenly there might be papers in live class. I will ask you to write. එතකොට camera on කරන්න වෙනවා. අද on කරන්න ඕනේ නැහැ. Your time target is now it's 4 p.m. no? 4 p.m. to 4:30 p.m. Since today is the first class, I will give you until 4:45 p.m. Do the first 10 short questions and first essay question. Essay ke first question, okay, which means the question number 11. Question number 1 to 10, 30 minutes. 11th question, 15 minutes. Right, start now. I'll put the timer. Share screen kala mama time එක දාන්න. මම බැලුවේ discuss කරලම දෙන්න කියලා වෙලාවක්, but you try the questions first, then I will discuss. I'll pause the recording because for 45 minutes nothing happening no. Paper writing එක නෙවෙන්නේ, so I'll pause the recording. Right, stop working. Then Buddha, I'll give you a 5 minutes time. Quickly, from the next paper onwards, you can directly upload it to the LMS as a answer script. Since this is the first class and most of you all don't have the LMS access, to my WhatsApp number, මේ number එකට scan your paper, okay, and convert it to a PDF file and send them to me. Online students, while like a physical class, I'll collect. Scan and send me as a PDF file. You can use Scanner app or any other app. Okay. So I'll give you 5 minutes time. Quickly scan and send. So after today's discussion, by the next class, you will get the marks and my feedback as well for individual students. එකෙක් කෙනාට මම feedback එක දෙන්න, what are your missing points, what are the places that you are lagging. ඒ හැම part එකම I will explain. I'll give you individual feedback. So for that, I need your answer sheets. Okay. So scan it, and when you are sending, please send it with your name, district, and if you are a school candidate, send the school name as well. Name, district, and the school as school also. මේ තුනත් එක්ක mention කරලා send me a PDF file. It's easy for me to check because PDF file send කරොත් I can mark the paper and send you the corrected PDF file. So එතකොට PDF එකේ you can see the tick marks, cross marks, or annotations ඔයාලට පේනවා. එතකොට you can learn from that. If you send me images, I won't be able to check it like that. Okay. So I'll give you 5 minutes time. Now the time is 4:50. I'll give you 5 minutes time. 4:55 with the taggal evanna, and then continuously the discussion will happen. Okay. All right. This is my number. To my WhatsApp number, taggala dan. Personally send me. Everyone, na? All of you. Quickly send them to me. Once you send, in the chat box, drop a message, sent කියලා message එකක් දාන්න. In the chat box, drop a message that if you send, confirm me through the chat box, sent කියලා message adala confirm me. Make it quick. If anyone don't have the phone, then make sure that before 8 p.m. send them to me, okay? Before 8 p.m. send them to me. Others quickly send me, yeah? දැන් ඔයාලා එව්වොත් වැඩේ ලේසි. නැත්තම් පස්සේ you will forget it. Whose number is that? 9233. Can you please send me your name, Buddha, in the chat? Not in the chat, I mean, in WhatsApp. So by the end of, before the end of the day, like before 8 p.m. again. Okay. Okay, Dishon. Before 8 p.m. if possible. Before 8 p.m. or at least before the end of the day. Send me the answers, okay? So that I can check your answers and give me a feedback. I'm waiting. So I received from Aida. I received a reply from Dishon. I received from Lasitz, Natasha, and Raihan can reply Kakawa. So how about others? Okay, right. Now let's get back to the work. Now you have to keep a red pen with you. Okay. Then now I ask you to send your answers to my WhatsApp before marking it. Before you mark it. Okay. Before you mark it. Now when I'm discussing if you correct it with a red pen, that's why. So then for today's paper, you guys don't mark it with a red pen, just with a pencil, podi tick ekak cross ekak daganna. If there is something important, as I told you, now here I'm going to discuss the paper. In your answer sheet, you had to put a tick or a cross. Correct? You had to put a tick or a cross. You had to maintain a separate set of sheets called discussion. This is the sheet where you're going to write down my answer for every question. And if there is anything important that I'm telling in terms of the theoretical aspect, you're going to maintain that one as well. You're going to write down that one also in your words. So while I'm doing the discussion, sometimes I might ask you to do the work with me. So if I'm saying like that, you have to listen, understand, parallelly you will have to work. Okay. Some questions will be there. I will be asking you to stop the working and listen. A question said you have to stop working and listen. Now, everyone, listen carefully. First question, number 1. Now I'm going to start the discussion. Now this is the discussion happening. So stop working. Mama was stop working. Don't work. Don't write. When I'm giving you time to write, you have to write. First question is from quadratics part. We know that the underlying theory, first of all, let's revise the theory quickly. If you take a quadratic equation like this, ax squared plus bx plus c equals to 0, where all a, b, c leading coefficient, b and c, all the coefficients are a, b, c are real numbers. Also, a is not equals to 0. These are the conditions. Or else, in order to have a quadratic equation like this, remember that a, b, c are constants. Those are fixed values. Those are fixed values. And this a cannot be 0 because if a is equals to 0, there is no quadratic equation. No, make a 0 unagaman x square term is vanishing. X square term is vanishing means x term is there. It becomes a linear equation. Degree is 1 means it's a linear equation. So this is a quadratic equation. A has a value. Not equals to 0 doesn't mean it's going to be a positive value. It can be a positive value, it can be a negative value, it can be a positive fractional value, it can be a negative fractional value, it can be a positive decimal value, it can be a negative decimal value. ඕන එකක් වෙන්න පුළුවන්. But it is not equals to 0. So this is how we write. So let's say the roots of this quadratic equation is x equals to alpha and x equals to beta, or as alpha comma beta. Roots of this quadratic equation are x equals to alpha and x equals to beta. We can rewrite this quadratic equation with the help of these roots, but doing a small modification. This is not the answer for this question. I'm just revising the theory part through a question. First 10 papers, what's the motive? While quickly recapping the theory, answering the questions. දෙකම කෙරෙන්න ඕන. So this is a win-win situation. පළවෙනි papers ටික හරියට කරගත්තොත් ඊට පස්සේ papers ටික තියෙන්නේ කෙලිම exam focus කරලා කරන්න. Right. So we know that if I take this quadratic equation ax squared plus bx plus c equals to 0, the roots that I'm taking as x equals to alpha, it's one root, x equals to beta is another root. If I divide both sides by a, since a is not equals to 0, I can peacefully divide both sides by a. So we get x squared plus b over a times x plus c over a equals to 0, which has the roots x equals to alpha, x equals to beta. If I take the quadratic equation of x whose roots are alpha and beta. I'm taking a quadratic equation whose roots are alpha and beta. Take a quadratic equation whose roots are alpha and beta. Let's take a quadratic equation whose roots are alpha and beta. I can write QE. You don't write it. You have to write it fully. Quadratic equation whose roots are alpha and beta. I told you not to write. Listen. Quadratic equation whose roots are alpha and beta, which means there exists a quadratic equation of x who has the same roots alpha and beta. If you don't know the quadratic equation, listen very carefully. If you do not know the quadratic equation which these two roots belongs to, then we can develop that particular quadratic equation with the help of these two roots. What's the pattern? මොකක්ද එතන තියෙන pattern එක? If I am taking the quadratic equation of x ගිනන් ගන්නේ. Start with x squared. Quadratic, no? Start with x squared. always minus. Hena gahuwat minus. Sum of the roots. Alpha and beta are the roots given. Then sum of the roots times x always plus product of the roots equal to 0. Sum of the root x squared minus alpha plus beta times x plus alpha beta equals to 0. Make how the RV. This is the quadratic equation of x whose roots are alpha and beta. Again, we have the quadratic equation of x. Here, ARG roots also alpha and beta. We have a quadratic equation here, that one's roots also alpha and beta. We have a quadratic equation here. We derive this quadratic equation such way that it has the roots alpha and beta. So basically, in this case, we have two quadratic equations who's holding the same roots, equal roots. Both roots are equal. So remember, there cannot be two equations who can have two roots, who can have the same root, which means both the equations must be equal. Then at same root hinda x squared plus b over a times x plus c over a equals to 0, and x squared minus alpha plus beta times x plus alpha beta equals to 0. Both the equations having the same root. This one's root alpha beta kila dunna. We derive this equation such way that the roots are alpha beta. However, at the end, both the quadratic equations having the same root alpha and beta. If the quadratic equations are equal, corresponding terms are equal. X squared term is equals to x squared term. Coefficient is plus 1, coefficient is plus 1. X term must be equals to the x term, which means the coefficients must be equal. Then I can say, if I take the x term, minus alpha plus beta must be equals to b over a. Divide both sides by minus, we get alpha plus beta is equals to minus times b over a. If you take the constant, which is the term that doesn't have the x term, alpha beta is equals to c over a. Equations dekak. What are these two equations? What are these two relations? So here we have sum of the roots. Sum of roots. Alpha is a root, beta is a root. Sum of the roots of a quadratic equation is equals to minus times. What is b? B is coefficient of x term. Coefficient of x term. Coefficient of x term divided by leading coefficient. Coefficient of x squared term. Leading coefficient. What is leading coefficient? Leading coefficient can be coefficient of x squared term, a. How about this? Here we got the product of roots. Product of roots. Multiplication of roots. This is equals to constant divided by leading coefficient. Leading coefficient. Leading coefficient. We know the sum of the roots and the product of the roots. Make a derivation. Just now I revised the derivation of it and this one. Why I discussed the derivation? Because in essay paper, first question I have given a question to derive alpha plus beta and alpha beta. So this knowledge is important. This is the application that we have to do in essay paper. Only the terms are different. A, B, C, we know what I think I have given PQR. Yeah, PQR. Same thing will be applied. So I revised the theory which will be used in our essay paper. When it comes to essay paper, I'm not going to discuss in depth. I will be directly using the application. I'm not going to take time. Right. So sum of the roots, we know how to calculate it. Product of the roots, we know how to calculate it. So if there is anyone who needs to write this down, I'll quickly take some time. I'll quickly give you some time, somewhere around 30 seconds. Okay. This is a theory part, not an answer. So in your discussion, I told you had to maintain a separate sheet. No? In discussion sheet, answers separately. For that answer, if you are using a special discussion, box karanna wage liya ganna theory. Theory kila dala, write this one and box and keep it. It's for your betterment for future. This is not the answer. This is the underlying theory that we are about to use in a certain place in the question, not in everywhere. A particular position ekada use karanne yane ekak. Right? If you want quickly write it down, I'll give you 30 seconds. Quickly write it down. Right. I'll erase the board and I'll discuss the question now. I'll erase the board. You have to increase your speed of writing. Theory class but when it comes to paper class, so that doesn't mean I can do the theory in paper class. This is a paper class where we are supposed to discuss the question paper, not the theory. As an additional help, I am doing this. My paper class theory I will be reminding you the theory. So in the meantime, just a quick reminder, on 6th of October, we have the coordinates geometry seminar, free seminar, a full day session, which will cover the entire coordinates geometry lesson. Okay. Entire coordinates geometry lesson. So, register earlier to receive the tudes and all. Online students will get a PDF tude. Okay. Physical class students let a tude and have online students. If you need a printed tude after the seminar, I'll be able to, since it is a free session, during the session, so during the session, you will have to go through a PDF file, but you can request the PDF file beforehand the seminar. Okay. So PDF available way by the end of 4th of October the PDF release karanna. Right. So the registered students will be able to download the PDF and go through that. If you need the printed one after the seminar, you can request it to me. I can send the printed one for the seminar. So that since there is a free seminar, I'm doing like that. Okay, because seminar it will cover straight lines part, circles part, totally 25 marks short question from circles, 25 marks short question from straight lines, and 150 essay question from straight lines and circles together. So එතකොට සාමාන්‍ය ලකුණු 200කට ලං වෙන්න වගේ covered will be covered from the pure paper. හරිද? Right. So I'll erase the board. Now listen. If you want, if you can write and understand together, do එහෙම නැත්නම් listen first and then write. Okay, it's up to you. Since there is a paper class, Puta, we have to solve a lot of questions. So I can't give you an additional time for writing. Okay, you have to get used to it. This is how we also studied in our paper classes. Hari, discuss karadhi ahang inno, therung ganna, meantime we are writing also. Right. So the first question, they have given a quadratic equation ax squared plus bx plus c. 0, and they have given a small data to you. මොකක්ද ඔය කියන්නේ? කියන බයිලා එක පුතා, try to summarize it. It's a good practice. Take a additional sheet or a rough worksheet, whatever the thing that they say, just quickly put a summary. What they say, the difference of the roots of the quadratic equation ax squared plus bx plus c equals to 0. The roots of this difference of the roots of this equation. They're talking about the difference of the roots. Then I need to know the roots. But unfortunately, the roots are not given. Then I will have to define the roots. Let's take the roots to be alpha and beta. Don't be afraid to use notations. Don't be afraid to use notations. At the end, carefully, intellectually remove those newly added notations. Ax squared plus bx plus c equals to 0. They are talking about the difference of the roots. Without knowing the roots, without having something as roots, how am I supposed to take a difference? Now, if I know the roots, number 1, what they are saying, the difference of these roots, alpha minus beta or beta minus alpha, whatever it is. I'll take alpha minus beta. Difference of the roots is equals to whatever they say. Put that into mathematical notations. මේක තමා ළමයි මේ අමාරුයි කියන නහින්නේ. අමාරු නෑ. Whatever they say while you are reading it, put them into notations. That's it. Maths කියන්නේ ලොකු කච්චන් නෙවෙයි. If you are saying physics අමාරුයි, I admit it. Oh, physics අමාරුයි. Chemistry අමාරුයි, chemistry අමාරුයි. Maths අමාරුද? Maths අමාරු නෑ බොම්බල විහිං අමාරු කරගෙන. Maths අමාරු නෑ. මම හිතන්නේ තියෙන subjects තුනේ ලේසිම subject එක maths. හැබැයි කෙලව ගන්න බහුතරයක් maths. Okay. Alpha minus beta. Why I'm taking alpha minus beta? They are saying difference of the roots is equals to the half of. We know in your grade 10 we are studying of means multiplication. Half of the sum means an addition, sum of the reciprocal of the roots. 1 over alpha plus 1 over beta. Reciprocal means 1 over උඩයට මාරු. So basically this is what they explain. පත හැල්ලක් කියලා. Finally, this is the mathematical expression. Alpha minus beta is equals to half of 1 over alpha plus 1 over beta. Difference of the roots is equals to half of sum of the product, sum of its reciprocals, sum of their reciprocals. Reciprocal is 1 over. Now let's simplify this expression first. Don't take much steps. These are short questions. To quickly, always simplify this. Alpha minus beta is equals to, here's here, 1 over 2 times, take a common denominator. Common denominator will be alpha beta. Numerator will be beta plus alpha, or is alpha plus beta. Common denominator will be alpha beta. Now can you see? We need sum of the roots and the product of the roots. We need the sum of the roots and the product of the roots. Why? The final answer, there is no place that they have mentioned specific notations like alpha beta. They have given the final answer in B, A, and C. We have to substitute all these places with B, A, and C appropriately. Then I need to know the sum of the roots and product of the roots in terms of A and B. A, B, and C. We know that alpha plus beta, sum of the roots is equals to minus times coefficient of x term, or as coefficient of x term divided by coefficient of x square term, or as the leading coefficient. Product of the roots, I'll take this as 1. Product of the roots is equals to constant divided by the leading coefficient c over a. This is my second equation. How did I get this? That's what I have showed before. Now I can substitute that one here. Therefore, we get alpha minus beta is equals to 1 over 2 times. Alpha plus beta is minus b over a multiplied by Alpha beta is in the denominator 1 over C over A. I'm doing a simplification. Half එක වෙනම දැම්ම numerator is alpha plus beta minus B over A separately times 1 over alpha beta. This is 1 over alpha beta, no? Denominator again. 1 over alpha beta is C over A. This A කරකිලා උඩට එනවා. This A and this A cancelling out. This A and this A cancelling out. Why? මෙයා කරකිලා උඩට આવොත් it's a numerator. So we get alpha minus beta is equals to minus B over 2C. Minus B over 2C. Now I need to remove this. කොහොමද move අයින් කරන්නේ? We know only sum of the how to take sum of the roots. Difference of the roots ගන්න දන්නේ නැහැ. Then if you don't know, then square it. If you don't know, then square it. So square කරොත් මේක plus වෙනවද? මේක plus වෙන්නේ නැහැ. But we can have a special application. Here's it. Alpha minus beta, I'm squaring both sides of the equation, minus B over 2C, square this. What is this? First term squared, product of two terms, 2 times of it, plus into minus minus, alpha beta, alpha times beta, alpha beta, 2 times of it, 2 alpha beta, plus beta squared. This is equals to minus, when you square it becomes plus B squared over 4C squared. හේතුවක් ඇතුව square කරන්න. Now here comes another simplification related part. I have seen this among 27 batch. I don't know ඇයි යාලා වරද්ද ගන්න කියලා 27 එකෙත් දැකලා ඕලේ ලියවර එච්ච ගමන් ළමයි. We know that x squared multiplied by y squared x squared divided by y squared can be written as xy, the common index can be taken outside. X over y, the common index can be taken outside. It can be done vice versa. මේ පැත්තෙන් මෙහාට යන්නත් පුළුවන්. When there is a common index, we can give it separately. That is possible. But how we are supposed to do like this? If this is x squared plus y squared, can we take this square commonly outside? මේක ගන්න බෑ. මේක වැරදි. Simply තේරෙන්න බෑ. Let's say x equals to 1, y equals to 2 කියලා 1 squared plus 2 squared. What is this? 1 squared is 1, 2 squared is 4, 1 plus 4 is 5. If you are arguing that this is equals to 1 plus 2 complete square, what is this? 1 plus 2 is 3, 3 squared is 9. 5 is equals to 9 කියලාද කියන්නේ ඔයාලා? වැරදි. Then remember, how am I supposed to take a common index like this when there's a plus? By subtracting 2 times product of this, minus 2xy. Why is that? A. Who's this puta? X squared plus 2xy plus y squared. If I put a minus 2xy to this, what happens? Plus 2xy minus 2xy cancel out. X squared plus y squared, same thing again. Directly this is not equals to x squared plus y squared. But we have to subtract 2xy. මේවා beginning of combined maths classes කරන දේවල්. Then the same thing I'm going to do here. Alpha plus beta complete square minus 2 alpha beta කියලා ගන්නවා. From this one and this one. I'm directly taking a square outside, but it cannot be done because this is a summation. If I take a square outside, then I have to put minus 2 alpha beta. Already minus 2 alpha beta ඉන්නවා. This is equals to b squared over 4c squared. A minus 2 alpha beta minus 2 alpha beta sum up to minus 4 alpha beta. So I directly write it minus 4 alpha beta. Simplifications quickly karamu puta. A-level students no. Alpha plus beta means minus b over a complete square. Minus 4 times, what is alpha beta? C over a. This is equals to b squared over 4c squared. So we get b squared over a squared minus 4c over a is equals to b squared over 4c squared. Right? So let's multiply the entire equation by I'll take this term to this side. I'll take this b squared to this side. So I will get b squared over a squared minus b squared over 4c squared is equals to, let's take this term to the other side, 4c over a. Now, Buddha, take a common denominator and simplify. Common denominator and simplify. If you want to take a common denominator, this one should be multiplied by c square, 4c squared, no? Here. This one will be multiplied by a squared. I'm not going to write it. He thinks simplify in your head. This is not combined method. This is simplification. Take a common denominator. A squared. Here we have 4c squared. Here 4c squared is missing. Here a squared is missing. So I have to multiply by 4c squared here. Right? I have to multiply by a squared here. So the common denominator will be 4ac squared. No? 4a squared c squared. What about the numerator? Methana 4b squared c squared or else 4c squared b squared minus b squared a squared. This is equals to 4c over a. Right? Take b squared as a common factor. Left hand side expression එක හැදෙනවානේ. If I take b squared as a common factor, we get 4c squared minus a squared divided by 4a squared c squared. This is equals to 4c over a. Do a cross multiplication, Pudha. We get b squared times 4c squared minus a squared is equals to 4c over a multiplied by 4a squared c squared. A and this a cancelling out. 4 into 4, 16. 16 ac cube kilo. B squared 4c squared minus a squared is equals to 16. A c times c squared is equals to c cube. And this is what they wanted us to show. Right? So short questions, they don't expect the simplifications much, but I wrote all the simplification steps for you. Hari, මෙතන විතර ටක් ගාලා simplify කරලා ලිව්වේ. Hari, all the other simplification steps are provided. Right. So I told you to better to write with me, but still if you need some time, I'll give you like somewhere around 30 seconds wage denna. Quickly write it down if there is anything to write down. Then I'll move to the next question. Right. Online students, if there is anything, quickly ask me. Any unclear part? Hamza, තව කවුරු හරි leave වෙලා තියෙනවා. Who's that? Okay. You guys fine with that? Quickly, I need individual responses. You okay? Right. I'm moving on to the next question. Yeah, you can. In short questions, no need to write all the steps. So like මෙතනින් පස්සේ you can directly come to this step and this step, you no problem. Okay. So I wrote all the steps for your betterment of understanding. කවුරුත් leave වෙලා නැහැ. මගේ laptop එක leave වෙලා තියෙන්නේ. Sorry eh. හැම ළමයෙක්ම ඉන්නවා. I was thinking number of participants are there but one is missing. Right? So everyone is there except for that Hamza fellow. Right. මගේ laptop එක තමයි disconnect වෙලා තියෙන්නේ. Okay. Right. Fine. So I'm moving on to the next question. If there's anything, quickly ask. Fine, no? Shall I move to the next question? Shall I do the next question? Respond me quickly. I need individual responses. Puta, ikman. අපිට තව ගණන් හදන්න තියෙනවා. Right. Next one. Find the range of values of x that satisfies the inequality x over x minus 1 less than x over x minus 2. Now, what's the common mistake that I have seen among the students that they will do? තියෙන ලොකුම වැරද්ද තමයි පුතා, they do the cross multiplication and simplify. O level පුරුද්දට they do the cross multiplication. Here see, x over x minus 1 is less than x over x minus 2. Incorrect approach. I'll write in red color. Incorrect approach එක මොකක්ද? What's the incorrect approach? X times x minus 2 less than x times x minus 1 කියලා doing the cross multiplication. වැරදි. මේවා ගණිත කුණුහරුප. කවුරු හරි මෙහෙම simplification කරනවා නම් inequalities වල වැරදි. Wrong. Okay? Don't do this. Why we can't do that? ඇයි කියන එකට හේතුව in inequalities lesson we discussed. Why is it? They didn't give you a range of values. We still haven't decided the range of values of x. Right? Multiplication, in case if this one leads to 0, actually 0 when the denominator undefined now. In case if it is 0, multiplication gives you a unacceptable answer. නිකන් අමුතු answers දෙන්නේ. So what's the correct way of doing this? That we cannot do a cross multiplication. Instead, either this term is this entire expression is subtracted from both sides, or this entire expression is subtracted from both sides, whatever the way you prefer. So x over x minus 1 is subtracted from both sides, then this side becomes 0, x over x minus 2 minus x over x minus 1 kila, or subtracting x over x minus 2 from both sides. So x over x minus 1, I'm subtracting x over x minus 2 from both sides. So less than, from this one, if I subtract the same thing, this side becomes 0. Make an incorrect approach, okay? Now I'm solving the question. Make a correct. Now, Puta, now we can take a common denominator and simplify. Now take a common denominator and simplify. This is a fractional simplification. This is not similar to this. Make a fractional simplification. So when we take a fractional simplification, we get x times x minus 2 minus x times x minus 1 divided by x minus 1 times x minus 2. This is grade 10, so I'm not going to take much time to take a fraction common denominator and simplify. Let's remove the brackets. We get x squared minus 2x minus x squared plus 1 plus 1x divided by denominator. I recommend not to remove the brackets. Why is that? Then plus x squared minus x squared cancelling out, minus 2x plus x minus x whenever is less than 0. So we get minus x divided by x minus 1 times x minus 2 is less than 0. Here see, minus 2 here, x into x, x squared minus 2x minus x into plus x minus x squared minus into minus plus plus x. So x squared and x squared cancelling out, minus 2x plus x is minus x over x minus 1 times x minus 2, we get something like this. Then make a balagana tama, we need to decide the range of values of x by looking at this. How it is done. Exam ki me balikurta gawata no problem. Remember puta, x cannot take the value plus 1. Plus 1 for x is not accepted. Why is that? When x equals to 1, you can see the board. When x equals to 1, 1 minus 1, 0, denominator is 0 in this expression, function is undefined. Damage theory class on to differentiation. Right? When we take a value for a variable such way that the denominator is 0, that variable value is not acceptable. Why is that? Because it makes the function undefined. Shritaya artha virahita vena ආකාරයෙන් අපිට x අපිට විචල්්‍ය values අරගන්න බෑ. right? So we cannot take variable values such way that the function is undefined. So if you take 1, 1 minus 1 is 0, 0 multiplied by anything is 0, denominator becomes 0, denominator is 0 in an expression means the function is undefined. Then x will never be able to take this 1, so we can't highlight 1. 1 එක ගන්න බෑ. X can't take the value 1. How about 2? Same situation, when x equals to 2 also denominator is 0, function is undefined. ගන්න බෑ. Now you have to decide another value. That value, there is no equal sign. There is no equal sign. In case if you have an equal sign, we have this expression at a point where the entire expression is equals to 0, right? Which is x equals to 0. When x equals to 0, numerator is 0. In a fraction, whatever the value that you have in the denominator, real value එක ඕන එකක් වෙන්න පුළුවන්. If the numerator is 0, answer is 0. 0 divided by anything is 0. But whatever the value you have the numerator, if the denominator is 0, this is undefined. There is no answer for this. This is undefined. Some people equal that to infinity. We get infinity for numerical understandings only. Yeah? But the real thing is undefined. Make a define කරලා නැහැ. It's undefined. So numerator can be 0 only x equals to 0. But the thing is the equal sign is not there. එහෙනම් x cannot take 0 also. Number 1, before we identify the range of values of x, number 1 you have to identify what are the values that x can take, x cannot take, and what are the definite values that x can take. නිකන් හරි equal to 0 තිබ්බොත් this 0 also acceptable, we can highlight it. Unfortunately equal sign is not there, so 0 point is not possible to take. We can't take that point. Now we have to check the ranges. May areas what happens? Now this is how we have to check. දන්නේම නැහැ කියලා හිතාගෙන මේ කියලා දෙන්නේ. I'm thinking that nobody knows this කියලා හිතාගෙන මේ කියන්නේ. හරි? Listen. This is minus x, no? Minus x, which means the first bracket is already minus. We have to take a x value from above 2. Above 2, let's take 3, 4, 5, 6, any value you like. ඕන value එකක්. ඔයාලා කැමති ඕන value එකක් අරගන්න. Let's take 5. 5 means x is plus. X is going to be plus. Plus side divided by, if x is 5, this bracket is also going to be a plus value. 5 minus 1 is 4, it's a plus value. 5 minus 2 is 3, it's also a plus value. What about the final result of this? Minus into plus minus, plus into plus plus, minus divided by plus is minus. Our entire product is minus. What do we need? We need values for x such that the final result is less than 0. Final result is negative. A final result is negative winner. If I take a value from here, then this is an acceptable range. How about in between this? Minus is already minus. In between this, let's take 1.5. Then x is plus. How about the denominator? This bracket is plus. This bracket is minus. You can take any value and check. 1.5 more, 1.1 same result. This is simplifying to minus into plus equals to minus, plus into minus equals to minus, minus divided by minus is plus. Make a plus, but we need less than 0 values, which is negative values when we simplify, then this is not accepted. May range ke values extra ගන්න බෑ. How about in between the 0.5? This is minus, x is plus divided by minus, this is also minus. The entire thing is going to be minus. Why? Minus into plus equals to minus, minus into minus equals to plus, minus divided by plus is minus. We need the product to be minus, then this is an acceptable range. Below 0, let's take below 0. Below 0 not මොකෝ වෙන්නේ? Below 0 means let's take minus 3. You can take minus 1 also. This minus, x is minus, divided by minus, 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 minus plus minus equals to minus. Everything is minus. entire product is going to be plus. Minus into minus plus, minus into minus plus, plus divided by plus is plus. But we need entire thing simplified to be negative, less than 0. These are the values that gives this inequality negative. These are the range of values for x that such way that when we substitute, we get a value less than 0. The range of values that satisfies this inequality is going to be number 1, x is greater than 0, less than 1, and x is greater than 2, less than infinity, less than positive infinity. This is one way of writing. What is the other way of writing? X is an element in what range? 0, 1. Union what? 2, infinity. Why we don't put the box bracket? Equal sign because here is no equal sign, so this entire thing cannot be equals to 0. So 0 ganda back. That's why we put a curvy bracket. Let's say in case equal sign is there, then this is going to be a box bracket. Method equal sign curve bracket. We discuss these things in our inequalities class. This is one way. This is another way of writing. Whatever the way that is easier and convenient, or you can remember a method to use present the final answer. So this is how you have to solve this inequality. I hope I revised something that you might have forgotten during that you have learned during your theory classes. Revise right? Still, this is the first paper. No? The papers. If you take how many months? 10 months, no? 40 papers in class. 40 papers homework papers. A papers for discussion, important question discussions, recording wise because live class we can't discuss 40 weeks 40 papers 40 papers 40 papers because pure mathematics syllabus in our theory classes will be covered by the end of December latest by January 2nd week with the pure mathematics syllabus will be covered. Pure mathematics applied math syllabus will be covered because applied maths fast track with the statistics seminar series that's coming up in October. Okay, I will inform you all about it later. So for new students, just for an information, October we have 2 seminars. October 6th we have a seminar for coordinate geometry. Okay, it's a pure math part, it's a free seminar, and there's another paid seminar happening on Thursdays as a series of seminars. Okay, it will be happening exclusive online only for stat and probability part. Okay, which is an applied mathematics lesson, grade 13 third term. Grade 13 third term lesson. So make a statistics paper, applied mathematics paper nearly 200 marks cover out of 1300. Okay, out of 1300, which means selection questions will make a benefit, but don't do it. Make a lazy part. If you practice it, we can quickly finish. We can easily score it and quickly finish the question also. Question answer lazy. So applied math syllabus will be covered by the end of at earliest by March end, latest by April end with the syllabus cover. Hurry. So ඊට පස්සේ May, June, July. 3 months are there. Theory class time, paper class time, all will be papers only. Theory class time reduced in theory class time, paper class time, every class will be taken as a paper class. double papers week then 40 වලට වඩා පොඩ්ඩක් වැඩි පුර 52 papers වගේ ලියවෙයි ඔයාලට in class within the class time. Right. I'm moving on to the third question. Third question, Puta. I put this question just to check whether you have a good eyesight. As පේනවද කියලා බලන්න. දැන් පේනවද බලන්න පුතා? X squared plus x over 2 plus x squared over x over 2 plus x plus 2 plus 2 times x plus 2 over x squared equals to 3. They want us to write that given equation in the quadratic form. Hence, solve it. Hence means after writing in the quadratic form, using that, solve it. Maybe there are students are simplifications වලට හරි කැමති නෑ. I'm not going to make it easy. මම මේක අමාරු කරගෙනම කරනවා. කියලා අර දැඩි අධිෂ්ඨානයෙන් determination එකකින් වැඩ කරන set එකක් ඉන්නවා. They don't want to go with a පොඩ්ඩක් චූටි 1 minute වගේ අරගෙන පොඩ්ඩක් හිතලා right easy alternate way එකක් හොයන්න කැමති නෑ කවුරු. What they do is directly x squared over x plus 2 plus 2 times x plus 2 over x squared is equals to 3. Take a common denominator, simplify, do a cross multiplication. And I think quadratic expression x to the power 4 expression. What we can do instead? I can see that x squared over x plus 2 is already there in two forms. In this form, I will take it as t. Let x squared over x plus 2 equals to t. Then we get here x squared divided by x over 2 එක reciprocal එකනේ තියෙන්නේ. Here see. Then we get t plus 2 times 1 over t එක තියෙන්නේ මෙතන. Can you see that? So the x plus 2 over x squared means what? This is equals to 1 over x squared x plus 2, no? I'm taking x squared x plus 2 as t. මේවට තමයි කියන්නේ special thinking කියලා. Open door. Combine maths කරනවා නම්, if you are doing combine maths, අස්සෙන් paying door. I'm going to give a substitution as t. So finally, I will get the expression like this, no? Therefore, this equation is going to be t plus 2 times 1 over t equals to 3. Now take a common denominator and simplify. ලස්සන චූටි හුරු බුහු ටිකක් නින්නේ. T squared plus 2 equals to 3t. While taking a common denominator, I did the cross multiplication as well. Now take all the terms to one side. T squared minus 3t plus 2 equals to 0. This one, O-level factorization. Factorize it. What are the factors? Plus 3. Minus 1, minus 2, no? Minus 1, minus 2. T minus 1, T minus 2 equals to 0. Remove the brackets and see. T squared minus 2t minus t minus 3t minus into minus equals to plus 2. Factors are t minus 1 times t minus 2. Make a all factorization. Therefore, this will give you t minus 1 equals to 0 or t minus 2 equals to 0, where t equals to 1 or t equals to 2. Then count the t. T is x squared over x plus 2. X squared over x plus 2 equals to 1 or x squared over x plus 2 equals to 2. And now do the cross multiplication, simplify and get the answers. I'll simplify one, the other one you simplify. Yeah? X squared is equals to x plus 2. So you get x squared minus x minus 2 equals to 0. So this one will be factorized as x minus 2 x plus 1. So we get x equals to 2 comma x equals to minus 1. Factorization karanna carefully, okay? Same way, do this. Make a factorize වෙනවද කියලා බලන්න ඉස්සෙල්ලා. If it is not getting factorized, then no answers. Right. I'll erase this side and I'll do that part also. I'll erase this side and do that part also. Simplification, I did it quickly because the thinking part is this. Thinking එක කිව්වන් පස්සේ simplifications we can do them quickly. So we get x squared over x plus 2 is equals to 2. If I do a cross multiplication and remove the brackets, 2x plus 4 කියලා එනවා. So we get x squared minus 2x plus 4 equals to 0. I feel like this is not getting factorized. බලන්න factorize වෙනවද කියලා? This one is correct, right? This factorization is correct, right? t squared minus 2t minus t minus 3t plus 2. Hurry. So t minus 1, t equals to 1, t equals to 2, t equals to 1, x minus 2, x squared minus 2x plus x minus x minus 2. Hurry, hurry, oh hurry. X equals to 2 and x equals to minus 1. Check this one. If the discriminant is positive, we can factorize it. If the discriminant is negative, we can't factorize it. No. Check the discriminant of this. If I check the discriminant of this one, I will take the discriminant delta coefficient of x term minus 2 squared times minus 2 squared minus 4 times coefficient of x term multiplied by the constant. We get 4 minus 16. It's a negative answer. Therefore, x squared minus 2x plus 4 equals to 0 has no real roots. And only two roots are, only two solutions that we can get is x equals to 2 and x equals to minus 1. The main theory if we take a quadratic equation, b squared minus 4 is here, b is minus sorry, this should be minus 4. My bad. එතකොට discriminant positive වෙනව. Discriminant can factorize, no? This can be factorized. Discriminant is b squared minus 2 squared minus 4 times a is the coefficient of x squared term times the constant minus 4. So this is a plus value. 4 plus 16. This is a plus value. This can be factorized, but not in the normal way. Then complete the square. Complete the square and factorize it. Complete the square and factorize it. Root values a. Complete the square and factorize it. So I didn't study coordinate geometry. Will it be effective for me to come in this? Yaku coordinate geometry mage panti ekekවත් ඉගෙන ගන්න නැහැ. It's a seminar that covers up the theory, okay? Coordinate geometry, it's a theory class. Theory class දෙක තුනක කරන වැඩේ එක දවසකින් ඉවර කරනවා. We are finishing the 2-3 weeks of work in one day to save the time. So this coordinate geometry seminar is to cover up the entire coordinate geometry theory part එකයි past paper questions ටිකයි. Okay, and then in our theory classes and in paper class questions වලින් අනිත් model questions ටිකයි theory class වලදී theory class එකට අර අනිත් model questions ටිකයි cover කරනවා. Understood? So basically the coordinate geometry, the theory coverage part and the past paper coverage part will be done in that seminar. So it's like freshly you are going to learn starting from the beginning. Right. So I will complete the square of this one. How to complete the square, Buddha? If the coefficient of x square term is plus 1, then we can write open a bracket, square it. Forget about the square term, write x, take the coefficient of x term minus 2, divide it by 2. Yeah. Divided by 2 minus 1. Always minus. This one square is plus 1. Directly take minus 4 here. This is equals to 0. So we get x minus 1 complete square minus 5 is equals to 0. Putame minus 5 we can write it as 5 square root of it equals to 0. Then me මොකද්ද කරන්නේ? If you are not writing like this, some students do this. Minus 5 equals to 0. In next step, they write x minus 1 squared is equals to 5 කියලා දාලා they directly write x minus 1 is equal to plus or minus square root of 5. Where are they? Why? Square root of something is equals to modulus of it. Okay, modulus value. When we exclude the modulus, then we have to consider the plus or minus possibilities. Make අමතක වෙන නිසා තමා I recommend you all to not to go with that way. Go with the difference of two squares. 5 I can write it as square of its square root. If you go through my theory class students can go through my theory class notes. Ratu panning liye hua. Star marks dada. A positive real number can be written as the square of its square root. Any positive real number 7 can be written as the square of its square root. 8 can be written as the square of its square root. How about negative numbers? Negative numbers can be written as minus 1 times 9 can be written as this. Minus 9 එක මෙහෙම ලියන්න බෑ. This is imaginary. මෙයාගේ square එක විදිහට ලියන එක වැරදි. This is wrong. We discussed these parts in real numbers lesson when we started the combined maths course. Then there no paper class එක අරුමේ. මතක නැහැ නේද? Right? Okay. So complex numbers I will discuss that part again. Na? That's why I didn't firmly mention that part. Or ලොකුවට deep යන්න ගියේ නැත්තේ imaginary unit එක ගැන කතා කරලා when we are discussing complex numbers part I will discuss those parts. Okay. Now 5 I am writing as the square of its square root. අවුලක් නැහැ නේ. Square root of 5 multiplied by square root of 5 is 5. So then තේරෙන්න ඕන combined maths කියන්නේ lazy පහසු එකක් නෙවෙයි. ඒ කියන්නේ උත්තර ලියන්න නම් lazy අර theory මතක තියාගන්න අමාරුයි. That's the only thing. But compared to physics this is easier. Physics වලට සාපේක්ෂව නම් combined maths මාර lazy පුතා. Right. Then when there is a difference in two squares, how do we factorize it? How do we factorize it? X minus 1, this one will be x minus 1 itself in both the brackets. This one will be minus root 5 plus root 5. Now this one is x minus 1 minus root 5 equals to 0 or x minus 1 plus root 5 equals to 0. So we get x equals to 1 plus root 5 or x equals to 1 plus, sorry, 1 plus root 5, 1 minus root 5. Therefore, 4 answers are there. What are the 4 answers? X equals to 1 minus 1, x equals to 2, x equals to 1 plus square root of 5, x equals to 1 minus square root of 5. On solutions හතරක් තියෙනවා. Practically, we must get 4 solutions. Why? When we write this one as by taking common denominator, you get an expression or as an equation x to the power 4. We know that when a degree 4 polynomial is fully factorized, we get maximum of 4 factors. If we get degree 4 equation, it will give you maximum of 4 roots. 4 roots available. Right? So I don't know how far you have covered up the, about the new students. Theory කොහොම කරගත්තද මන් දන්නේ නැහැ ළමයි. හරි? ඔයාලා හරියට theory කරගෙන නැත්තම්. Some things when I'm saying, sometimes it might not be sensible for you. මේ මොකද්ද මේ සර් කියවන්නේ? Degree 4 polynomial එකක්, if we factorize it to the maximum, we get maximum of 4 factors. When we get a degree 4 equation, we get maximum of 4 roots. So 4 roots end on a maximum. Okay, ඇවිල්ලා තියෙන්නේ maximum. In case if you get 3 roots, no worries. The other root may be imaginary. සමහර විට roots දෙකක් ඇවිල්ලා අනිත් roots දෙක imaginary වෙන්න පුළුවන්. Roots 2 roots are real, 2 roots are imaginary. Can happen. Right? Now in this case we got all 4 roots are real. But if you can't understand what I am saying, මේ මොකද්ද මේ සර් කියන්නේ කියලා තේරෙන්නේ නැත්නම් බය වෙන්න එපා. Throughout the papers you will slowly get the understanding. Okay? And if you really don't know the theory parts, you have one more chance after November 2025 A-level batch exams ඉවර වෙනවත් එක්කම I will be starting the revision classes that will be in morning hours. School time එකේ තමයි දාන්න පුළුවන් වෙන්නේ revision classes. ඒ revision class එක ඇවිල්ලා you can cover these things. Right. Okay. Shall I move to the next part? I need individual responses. Right, if there is something to write down, quickly write down. Make it quick. Mom Megana, I have finished this. I have started this part. Mehemagilla. I have finished the small part here and another small and another portion here. Okay. You understood? So I'm going to move to the fourth question quickly. The paper එකත් ලියන්න වෙලාව දුන්න හින්දා අපිට චුට්ටක් වෙලාව මදි පුතා. So usually I give the paper එක කලින් දීලා we are discussing the paper in the class. Right. Right. I'll erase this side. Next question is from limits. Limit x goes to 1. X goes to 1. X to the power 3 minus x to the power minus 3 over x to the power 5 minus x to the power minus 5. We know that we can't directly apply the limit for this. I can do a small application here, small modification actually. Limit x goes to 1. I have seen among the students that when they write the limit, they put an equal sign here. How the QA දාන්න කියලා. Don't put. දාන්න එපා. In marking scheme, sometimes you might see, but hurry mathematical application the equal sign දාන්නේ. Right? Now what I am going to do? Numerator, let's take it separately, minus x to the power 3 times 1 over denominator, I will take it separately, x to the power 5 minus x to the power minus 5. Why I am writing like this? So it's easy for me to simplify. X to the power minus 3 means 1 over x to the power plus 3, grade 9 laws of indices. X to the power 4 minus x to the power minus 5 means 1 over x to the power plus 5, laws of indices, grade 9. Right? Now let's take a common denominator and simplify. X goes to 1. This will be x to the power 6. The limit is applicable applied for a multiplication. Better to put a bracket because this limit is commonly applied for everything. So maintain a bracket in the beginning. X to the power 6 minus 1 over x to the power 3. Why is that? When I'm taking common denominator, this one is multiplied by x to the power 3. When we multiply two powers with the same base, we know that for the same base, index will be added, no? 3 plus 3, 6. These are basic simplifications. I have seen in many students, they know maths. They don't know O-level maths. Simplification සෑහෙන කියලා ගන්නවා. Right? Multiplied by x to the power 5. If I take a common denominator, what happens? This is x to the power 10 minus 1 divided by x to the power 5. This common denominator, this x to the power 5 will come here as x to the power 5. Now we can simplify these two. X to the power 3 is simplified with x to the power 5. You will get x to the power 2. Let's close the bracket. Now another other application is there. Usually something that doesn't come to students' mind. It comes to the mind for those who actually knows the theory. Listen. Stop working and listen now. Stop working and listen. We can see that this is the basic algebraic limit. The very first limit application we studied, the very first standard limit, very first algebraic limit we studied. What is it? Limit when the variable goes to a value x to the power n minus a to the power n divided by x minus a form is there now. What's the limit answer? Index times this constant to the power index minus 1. This is the form. Now if we take this one, can you see limit x goes to 1, x to the power 6 minus 1 multiplied by, I will take x squared separately here. Mama, then I'm going to give this limit separately. X squared limit x goes to 1, x squared multiplied by limit x goes to 1, x to the power 6 minus 1 multiplied by 1 over x to the power 10 minus 1. I'm not going to apply the limit separately for this one yet. Why? Here say x to the power n minus a to the power n form is almost there. 1 to the power 6, no? 1 to the power 6, 1 itself. 1 to the power 10 is 1 itself. So x to the power n minus a to the power n. In the place of a, we have 1. X to the power n minus a to the power n format is there. The only missing part is x minus a. Only missing. X minus 1 denominator. Then what I'm going to do? I'm going to divide this one by x minus 1, multiply by x minus 1. Cut and see. Nothing change happened to the equation. Or nothing I did change in the function. Function ki change karla. If someone is writing 2 over 3 and someone else is writing this 2 over 3 like this, 2 over 5 multiplied by 5 over 3. This is not wrong, no? Same as that 5 and 5 cancelled out 2 over 3. Same shit. I needed the pattern. Pattern එක එන විදිහට scene එක දාන්න තියෙන්නේ. So maths people are very talented. උට ඕන විදිහට වැඩේ කරගන්න අර අනිත් අයටත් කිසිම කරදරයක් නැතුව. No harm to anyone else, others. Just doing the application. අවුලක් නැහැ. X to the power 6 minus 1 to the power 6 divided by 1 x minus 1 multiplied by x minus 1, no problem. Now what I'm going to do? Then puta, I'm going to do two applications at once. Here's here. Limit when x goes to 1, x squared multiplied by, let's apply limit separately, x goes to 1, x to the power 6 minus 1 to the power 6 divided by x minus 1 multiplied by limit when x goes to 1, we actually have what? X to the power x minus 1 divided by x to the power 10 minus 1 to the power 10. 1 to the power 10 is 1. I'm writing here x to the power 10 minus 1 එක 1 to the power 10 කියලා එච්චරයි. Right? But this is not the form I need. Then what I will do? Take the reciprocal. If you take the reciprocal, what happens? We get limit x goes to 1, 1 divided by limit x goes to 1, x to the power 10 minus 1 to the power 10 divided by x minus 1. මොකක්ද මේ කරේ? I told you 2-3 applications at once I am doing. Here x minus 1 over x to the power 10 minus 1 to the power 10. If I write this one like this, x to the power 10 minus 1 to the power 10 divided by x minus 1. I'm sending this one to the denominator. When we apply the limit for this one, then same way limit is applied for this one also. Limit එක මේ හැම එක්කෙනා මේ සම්පූර්ණ එකනට වැටෙනවා. When there's a ratio, we can give the limit to numerator separately and denominator separately. That's what I have done. That's what I have done. Now apply the limits. When apply 1 squared multiplied by, how about the limit for this? Here, index times constant 1 to the power index minus 1, 6 minus 1 multiplied by 1 over constant එකක් තියෙන්නේ, so it will be the answer. Index times constant is 1 to the power index minus 1. Final answer is going to be 6 over 10. If you want, you can simplify it further and write. 1 squared is 1, 1 to the power 5 is 1, 1 to the power 9 is 1, 6 divided by 10, 6 divided by 10. Or else 3 over 5 kiloluwatt, no problem. Divide it by 2 and write 3 over 5. 6 over 10 or else 3 over 5. Limits වල තියෙන basic question එකක් to remind you about the basic algebraic limit or as the principal algebraic limit. I gave you this question. හැම ප්‍රශ්නයක්ම basic theory remind කරන questions, okay? තේරුම් අරගෙන benefit එක තේරුම් අරගෙන work. X minus x cannot be taken. Variable minus variable ගන්න බෑ. That's a good question. Good question in the sense that's a bad question, but for a learning, it's a good question. There's a question, Pudha, can't we take x minus x in the denominator? What is this? 1 over 0. Denominator 0 means undefined. Make a වැරදි. We cannot make a function undefined. We select values such way that denominator is not becoming undefined, okay? X minus x can't be. Understand the purpose why we selected x minus 1, because we wanted to get the pattern. What is the pattern? Limit when x goes to a constant, x to the power n minus a to the power n divided by x minus a form එක තියෙන්න. Here we have x to the power 6 minus 1. 1 means 1 to the power 6 වගේනේ. Divided by x minus a means in the place we have to have 1. So that's the purpose I selected x minus 1. So if we have something like this, the limit answer is going to be NA n minus 1. To derive the pattern, we used it. Understood, Dishan? Same answer එකකට වැරද්ද නෑ නේ පුතා. වැරදි නා. Okay. So I saw now මේ අපේ local syllabus maths වල I don't see that I have taught I do a class for a Cambridge student, a great Cambridge OL student කෙනෙක්ට. Yeah, those people have differentiation in their syllabus. Okay. So එයාලගේ paper එකේ I have seen a very nice thing. Paper means in their textbook. When I saw that, I realized අපේ ලංකාවේ we have the best syllabus කියලා තම්මට්ටම් ගෑවට O level syllabus is very primary. ඒක understand කරගත්තේ they have given a question like this. X times some expression x minus 1 is equals to 4 මොකක් හරි එකක් දීලා තිබ්බා. I can't remember. And they have given the working of 2 students. Both students will get the same answer. And they have given a scenario when the teacher says that this is the answer කියලා, both of them put correct. Tick එක දාගන්නවලු. They wanted the student, again අපිට, they wanted us to investigate that which students working is correct. So එතකොට මම realize කරා those people are developing not just to find the final answer, they are developing the analytics part or reason why this method is wrong. Good time you ask that question. But remember, in mathematics you can get the same answer in a wrong way also. Incorrect method is used, but the same answer can be taken. Okay, is it good? Is it good? Okay, you can get the same answer but using an incorrect method. So always remember that your method is logical. Okay, understand the purpose why we use this meaning. Right. So I'm going to do the next question. Question number 5. It's from differentiation. Right. I'll erase this. Next week you'll get the marking scheme for this one, no? Right. Find the gradient of the tangent drawn at the point a root 3a on the curve given by x equals to 2a cos theta, y equals to 2a sin theta. So there's a curve. We don't know what kind of a curve is this. And this curve is given parametrically x equals to 2a cos theta, y equals to 2a sin theta. X equals to 2a cos theta, y equals to 2a sin theta. Right. We know that if you randomly select a point, okay, a randomly selected point's x coordinate parametrically 2a cos theta, y coordinate is 2a sin theta, parametric coordinate. Parametric coordinates means this parameter value, when we are changing this parameter value, we get different coordinates. When theta equals to 0, cos 0 is equals to 1, 2a comma sin 0 is equals to 0, 0. It can be 2a comma 0 point. It can be this coordinate. When theta is equals to pi over 6, 30 degrees, we get one coordinate. We get another set of coordinates. We get another x coordinate and y coordinate, which means we get another point. We get another point. So this parametric coordinates represents all individual points on this curve. If you ask me, sir, is this the same? Are you sure that this is the curve we get? I don't know what curve they have given. Only do we need to draw the exact precise curve? No need. Just getting the qualitative idea is enough. Qualitatively getting the idea is more than enough. Maths ni karanne. Precisely, if you want to do it, you have mathematical softwares for that. A situation එක දෙක කරන්න. මෙතන තියෙන understanding එක. Here we have the understanding. So at this point, if you draw a tangent, this tangent's gradient is given by the first derivative of the function dy by dx. But in terms of theta, parametrically only you will get. In terms of theta, dy by dx parametrically. By substituting the proper parameter value to that equation, or as whatever the function you get, first derivative function you will get in terms of theta parametrically. By substituting the proper parameter value, you will get the required point gradients, the required points tangent gradient. Right, don't worry about it. So let's take this one. X equals to 2a cos theta. Let's differentiate it with respect to the parameter theta, okay? We differentiate with respect to the parameter. So we get dx by d theta is equals to 2a. A is a constant, so to keep the constant outside, cos differentiation is minus sine theta. Go further inside, theta differentiated with respect to theta is 1. So we get dx by d theta is equals to minus 2a sine theta. I'll take it as 1. Y equals to 2a sine theta. So let's differentiate with respect to theta. We get dy by d theta is equals to 2a times sine theta. When you differentiate, you get cos theta. Go further inside, theta differentiate with respect to theta is 1. So we get dy by d theta is equals to 2a cos theta. This is my second equation. Right. So now we need dy by dx. So we are going to apply the chain rule. When you apply the chain rule kiyala podiyata hari liyanna. What is chain rule? Dy by dx is equals to dy by d theta multiplied by d theta by dx. Now we learned another special application in this. What is this? Dy by d theta multiplied by 1 over dx by d theta. It acts like this one comes down. Acts like. We know that dy by d theta is 2a cos theta. Dx by d theta is minus 2a sin theta. Substitute those values. So dy by dx is equals to 2a cos theta multiplied by 1 over minus 2a sin theta. 2a and 2a cancelling out. Cos theta divided by sin theta is cot theta minus cot theta. Dy by dx is equals to minus cot theta minus cot theta. If you need an understanding, who is this? Make out this is the gradient. This is you don't have to write this one in exams. For your betterment of understanding, gradient of the tangent drawn at the parametric point. Again, method. Parametric point. Parametric point is not a specific point. It's a representation of all the points. Now, they're asking us find the gradient of the tangent drawn at the point. Gradient of the tangent drawn at the point. What point, Puta? Method. Point gradient of the point. Gradient of the tangent drawn at the point a comma root 3a. At this point's gradient we need. At this point's tangent's gradient. To calculate that point's gradient, I need to use this formula. To use this formula, I need that particular position's corresponding parameter value. Method to Haryana theta value. So we can see 2a cos theta is equals to a. In this case, 2a sin theta is equals to root 3a. This is the parametric x coordinate. This is the exact x coordinate. By substituting a relevant parameter for theta, we got this. You can take either the x coordinates 2a cos theta equals to a KL. Do the cross multiplication. Cos theta is equals to half, which means theta is equals to pi over 3. If you want, you can double check that with the y coordinate also. Is equals to root 3a. Do a cross multiplication. Sin theta is equals to root 3 over a, which means theta is equals to 60 degrees. No? Sin 60 is root 3 over a. Root 3 over 2. 2. Cos 60 is only half. Again, theta must be 60. Theta equals to 60 is the proper value or parameter value for this particular point. And a may point ke parameter value is pi over 3. Then gradient of the tangent dy by dx when theta equals to pi over 3 positions gradient only we need. This is how we write. So parametric equation minus cot theta is pi over 3. So what is this? Minus 1 over tan 60. Tan 60 is root 3. This is minus 1 over square root of 3 kila. So the required gradient is minus 1 over square root of 3. Required gradient is minus 1 over square root of 3. Okay. So you need to identify, first thing you have to identify the gradient formula. You need to identify the first derivative in terms of the parameter. Then for a given particular position, what's the parameter value? Then substitute that parameter value in the parametric equation. You will get the exact gradient at that point. You will get the exact gradient at that point. A point exact gradient again now. Okay. right. ඉවර කරන්න. දැන් මෙතන sometimes there might be students who's like අර what do you call මොකුත් කරගෙන නෑ අනේ මට මේක කරගන්න බෑ බෑ වගේ. That one will be for the first few papers only. යන්න through papers method එක ඇල්ලෙන්න you will understand the workflow. Okay, so just keep the consistency and work. අර අමාරුයි වගේ කති අවුලක් නෑ. It's usual. Okay. I have received a question, I mean answer sheet Putha, but I don't see the name. Can you please send me the name and the district, and if you are a school candidate school එකක් දාන්න. හරි. ඊළඟට තියෙන්නේ trigonometry question එක. Question number 6, it's from trigonometry. 7 is also trigonometry, 8 is from differentiation, 9 is from trigonometry, 10 is also from trigonometry. Right, shall I erase the board? $6.27. Okay, Asa, time. Right. Right. Next question. Question number 6. Solve. Putha, solving trigonometric equations are not like solving normal algebraic equations. Normal algebraic equations, when you solve, you can directly get the precise x value. X equals to mechra, x equals to mechra, whatever the variable you get to solve, a unknown term, make a precise value, you can get it. But trigonometric functions, with trigonometric equations, when you try to solve it, in terms of solving, what you are going to get, the set of solutions, okkuma solutions, which means in other words, the general solution. General solution ගන්න එක තමයි game එක. Now here see, 4 tan theta times tan 2 theta plus 3 sec square theta equals to 1. Sorry, sec square theta equals to 0. Now I can say theta, but මෙතන 2 theta. කැතයි. I will remove that theta, I will reduce that to theta. How? 4 tan theta multiplied by tan half angle expansion. What is it? 2 tan half of the angle divided by 1 minus tan squared half of the angle. Plus 3 sec square theta equals to 0. Now take a common denominator and simplify. We get 8 tan square theta plus 3 sec square theta 1 minus tan square theta divided by 1 minus tan square theta equal to 0. When we come to this kind of a situation, remember that we can solve this only by assuming that the denominator is not equals to 0. Make a 0 නැහැ කියලා හිතාගෙන කරන්න ඕන. Which means tan theta is not equals to 0, which implies that theta is not equals to 0 කියලා, sorry, theta is not equals to 0 කියලා හිතාගෙන තමයි, sorry, tan theta is not equals to 1. So theta is not equals to pi over 4. ඔහොම හිතාගෙන තමයි ගාන හදන්න වෙන්නේ. Why is that? In case theta is pi over 4, tan theta is equals to 1. 1 squared is 1, 1 minus 1 is 0, denominator 0 whenever answer is what? Undefined. This function is undefined. Answer unacceptable answers in. But is that only value? No, Puta. Tan theta cannot be not just plus 1, plus or minus 1 both. And theta is not equals to both plus or minus pi over 4. Both plus or minus pi over 4. Hurry. Both plus or minus pi over 4. Right. By thinking that we are going to solve this. Poddy scene එකක් තියෙන්නේ. Quickly give it a try. Then I discussed a lot of questions. No, you guys give it a try now. I'll give you 30 seconds. I'll give you 30 seconds. If you write this condition itself, it's enough. මේක ලිව්වත් ඇති theta වල එක ඕන් නෑ ලියන්න. 5 marks තියෙනවා. Writing this one you have 5 marks. Now when I'm checking the papers you haven't written this නම් මෙතන 5 marks එක දෙන්නේ නෑ මම. Okay. So these are crucial parts. Understanding that denominator cannot be 0, then you have to decide these conditions. Right. Okay. Now listen. Stop working and listen. Stop working and listen. We know sec square theta is 1 plus tan square theta. This is obviously not equals to 0. So I can multiply both sides by this 1 minus tan square theta and remove this. So we get 8 tan square theta plus 3 times 1 plus tan square theta times 1 minus tan squared theta equals to 0. Then this one is 1 plus tan square theta, 1 minus tan square theta. These are like factors of difference of 2 squares. So I can do the reverse application. 8 tan square theta plus 3 times 1 minus tan to the power 4 theta is equals to 0. 1 squared tan square theta will square right? So tan square theta, so square is there. So we can directly write it as tan to the power 4 theta again. So keeping this one and trying to simplify is time consuming. So I'm going to take let tan square theta be, or tan square theta equals to some value like t wage එකක් ගන්න. If you want, you can take x, y, anything. I just take t. Right? So we get 8t plus 3 times 1 minus t squared is equals to 0. So we get 8t, remove the brackets and simplify, take it all to the one side. So here see 3 minus 3t squared, take all to the other side. 3t squared minus 8t minus 3 is equals to 0. Factorize this. minus 9 plus 1. So we get 3t squared minus 9t plus 1t minus 3 is equals to 0. 3t take it outside, t minus 3 plus 1, t minus 3 equals to 0. Factors are t minus 3 times 3t plus 1. T minus 3 times 3t plus 1 equals to 0. So therefore we get t equals to 3 or t equals to minus 1 over 3. How the t? Tan square theta. So here we get tan square theta is equals to 3 or tan square theta is equals to minus 1 over 3. From these two, only one answer is acceptable. What is it? Now think and tell me which answer is acceptable. Online students. Tan square equals to 3 or tan squared is equals to minus 1 over 3. Among these two answers, only one answer is acceptable. Podi reason ekak thina. What is it? We got answers for tan square theta, not for tan theta. What is it? But when we apply the square root, this is a positive one, we can apply the square root. When we apply the square root for both sides, this is square root of tan, make a square root apply karana, but may square root danna there. Because minus 103 is square root is imaginary. Them real numbers lesson square root of a negative number is imaginary, so we cannot take an imaginary value for theta. Why? Theta is a tan theta is always a real number. Trigonometry again. Now come to trigonometry. The lessons kiya connect to trigonometry. I have given a note specifically, maybe in red color pen. Trigonometric ratios are real numbers. Therefore, any simplification that can be done in terms of real numbers can be done using trigonometric ratios as it is kila. So if you apply the square root, this becomes imaginary. Tan theta is equals to imaginary value, which is unacceptable. So we can say may value eka not acceptable because of tan theta is a real value. It's a real number value. Then the only answer is this. So we get tan theta is equals to modulus of root 3. When you apply square root, you have to consider the modulus. Again, tan theta is either equals to root 3 or tan theta is equals to minus root 3. Minus root 3. I have an we get two answers now. Listen, minus root 3 is not root minus 3. Yeah? So you just said no, these are imaginary. This is not imaginary. This is imaginary. Inside the root, we cannot have a negative value. Minus. So we get tan theta is equals to root 3 means tan 60 degrees. Tan theta is equals to minus root 3 means tan minus 60 degrees. Right? Minus 60 degrees. Negative angle. Now, therefore, general solution. What's the tan general solution, Puta? Theta equals to n pi plus first solution pi over 3. Where n is an integer, n is an integer, the 5 marks that is allocated for this place is not there. How about the general solution for this? Theta equals to n pi plus minus pi over 3, where n is an integer. If you want, you can keep like this or simplify like this. N pi minus pi over 3, where n is an integer. Oh, no. Then තේරෙනවනේ අයි paper class එක හපා මාර වෙනකන් දාලා තියෙන්නේ කියලා. පැය දෙකේ තුනේ paper class කරන්න බෑ පුතා. So remember, solving trigonometric ratios means you have to come until the general solution part. The general solution part can be the sine, it can be a sine general solution, sometimes can be a cos general solution, it can be a tan general solution. We don't know, it depends on the question. So then මෙතන we got a so equation in terms of tan solve කරගෙන යද්දි tan වලින්මයි ආවේ, so we have to write a tan general solution. So these are the solutions. In case if they have given a range of values for theta, let's say in case if they told solve this one for theta is greater than 0, less than 90. ඔහොම දීලා තිබ්බනම් can we stop at this point? Can't. Then we'll have to substitute value for n equals to 0, n equals to 1 or bala. Only the values that falls under this category, a specific values we have to take. Only those specific values we have to take. Hurry. Right. Question number 7. Shall I erase the board? Online students, do you guys need a break? Only the break එකක්. Like 5 minutes break එකක් ගමුද අපි එහෙනම්? Shall we take a 5 minutes break just to process the things we discussed so far? කෝබන් reply එක එපාද? Okay. Right. Okay. So I'll give you a small break, like 5 minutes break එකක් දෙන්න. Okay, I'll resume the session in another 5 minutes. Don't leave the session anything. 5 minutes or leave වෙලා තේරුමක් නැහැ. Don't leave, just take a small break, like වතුර එකක් බීලා පොඩ්ඩක් fresh air එකක් breathe කරලා ටක් ගාලා. 5 minutes, sir. Okay. Are you guys here? Right. So there's a question. So if you don't mind කියලා අහන්න බෑ. උඹලට ප්‍රශ්න අහන්න පුළුවන් ප්‍රශ්නයක් නෑ. Okay. Can you let me know whether we can study the portions in combined maths 2 which is applied like simple harmonic motion and center of gravity now because in the past papers they come as a fixed 150 marks carrying questions. Yes. So Mehimai, if you ask me, can we study now? Yes, you can study now because since you have completed trigonometry and all, simple harmonic motion, center of gravity sometimes you might not be able to study because center of gravity needs integration related applications. Integration karanna ona, so until we finish integration you can't study center of gravity. So but simple harmonic motion can be done since we have completed the differentiations. Alright, differentiations කරපු හින්දා. So as I told you in my classes පුතා මම පොඩ්ඩක් පිටිපස්ස තියෙන පාඩම් කලින් කරනවා. So next month statistics part will be covered because most of the places, classes and schools, they are not covering statistics part until they are very close of the exam. Like our last month එකන statistics කරන්නේ obviously 150 marks එකක් එතනින් එනවා. So those lessons I will be covering up bit early. Okay, so probably simple harmonic motion part I'll be doing in my applied mathematics class in January. Okay, applied mathematics class like a simple harmonic motion will be done in January, but center of gravity parallelly the center of gravity also integration part will be finished. I mean by the December pure mathematics syllabus will be covered. So pure mathematics class and the applied mathematics class they come, we have two classes for theory. So one class is for one applied lesson, the other class is for the other applied lesson. So however the syllabus will be covered by the end of April. Okay, maximum the latest by April. So එතකොට ඔයාට කලින් කොහොමත් වැඩ ටික ඉවර වෙනවා in the theory class. So if you ask me, can you study like අර individual classes වලින් කොහොම හරි කරගන්න පුළුවන්ද කියලා ඇහුවොත්, simple harmonic motion, yes, you can start now itself if you want, but center of gravity you can't do like that. Okay, center of gravity you have to finish integration and then you have to start center of gravity. Right. Next question. Question number 7. Right. Listen. If a tan x equals to tan ax, show that sine squared ax equals to this and this. Okay. Now listen. A tan x is equals to tan ax. This is what we have. Harada. But final goal, in our final goal, we have sine squared ax is equals to a squared sine x over 1 plus a squared minus 1 times sine squared x. Everything is in squares and no clue of tan. Tan ගෑවිලාවත් නැහැ. Then how am I supposed to derive this expression from this particular given equation or relation? Number 1, a simple idea. We can generate squares by squaring both sides. Right, කරලා බලමුකෝ. No harm in trying. No. So let's square both sides. A squared tan squared x is equals to tan squared ax. අවුලක් නෑ. A squared tan squared x means 1 minus, here see we know 1 plus tan squared a is equals to sec squared a. And a sec squared a minus 1 is tan squared a, you know. I can write this one as sec squared x minus 1 is equals to sec squared ax minus 1. අවුලක් නෑනේ. Now take a common denominator. A squared. Why common denominator? This is 1 over cos squared x. This is equals to, this is 1 over cos squared ax minus 1. Take a common denominator, we get a squared 1 minus cos squared x over cos squared x equals to 1 minus cos squared ax over cos squared x, cos squared ax. A squared is equal, a squared times, put a 1 minus cos squared x means sin squared x, no? Over cos squared x. හරි මේ අහන් ඉන්න දැන් ඔයාලා අහන්න පුළුවන් සර් ඇයි මෙච්චර කැරකුනේ කෙලින්ම sin squared x ඕ cos squared x කියලා ලියලා තිබ්බනම් ඉවරනේ right ඔව් තිබ්බා මම දැක්කේ දැනුයි admit කරන්න I didn't notice that we can directly write sin squared x or cos squared x කියලා ලියන්න පුළුවන් so we can directly generate sin squared x like that way no no use of going like this මෙහෙම යන එක තේරුමක් නැහැ directly we can get okay right however method dura karapeka I'm not going to erase it in the second step itself we can get it no right but okay you can see an application here in future if needed use it 1 minus cos squared ax equals to sin squared ax over cos squared ax right now cos squared x can be written as 1 minus sin squared x cos squared ax can be written as 1 minus sin squared ax right so we get a squared times sin squared x over cos squared x can be written as 1 minus sin squared x sin squared ax over this one can be written as 1 minus sin squared ax right we need to subject sin squared ax no we need to subject sin squared ax then do a cross multiplication a squared sin squared x times 1 minus sin squared ax is equals to sin squared ax times 1 minus sin squared x. Puta, here I did a long application. මට මෙච්චර කරන්න ඕන කමක් ඕනේ. From this one, this step itself, we know tan x equals to sin x over cos x. So directly tan squared x can be written as sin squared x over cos squared x. Make directly make ලියන්න පුළුවන්. These three steps පුතා just waste of time. Okay. I thought of going in an I thought of developing this expression directly from this, but unfortunately මට හම්බුනේ move. හරි? So these three steps whenever you can directly write this step because the same thing, same application, right? Avulak na you write this one as a learning, but remember we can directly get this. If you want, you can put arrowhead and keep. Right. Remove the brackets. We get a squared sin squared x minus a squared sin squared x sin squared ax equals to sin squared ax minus sin squared x. Instead of removing the brackets of this, I just keep it as sin squared ax itself. Why we need sin squared ax to be the subject? No? Right. Menna meyawa, I will take it to the other side. Okay. So we get a squared sin squared x. This equals to sin square ax times 1 minus sin squared x plus a squared sin squared x sin square ax. Can you guys see that sin square ax mennamu is a common factor? Take it outside. A squared sin පුතා මේක sin squared x කියලා පෙන්නන්න කියලා දෙනවා sin squared x can you see numerator part එක almost there Almost there. Already there. A squared sin squared. Numerator part is there. Denominator part, see whether we are getting from the other side. You see? So we get 1 minus sin squared x plus a squared sin squared x times sin squared ax. I am taking sin squared ax as a common factor outside. 1 minus sin squared x plus a squared sin squared x is there. Then listen. A squared sin squared x is equals to, I'll just keep 1 as it is. Hurry. From these two, if I take a sin squared x outside, minus sin squared x, well, sin squared x is 1, minus 1, plus a squared. It's like a minus 1 sin squared x, sin squared ax. Our name. I'm taking sin square as a common factor outside. A squared, if I'm taking sin square outside, minus 1 is remaining. So a square minus 1. A square minus 1 times sin squared x plus 1. Now divide both sides by this. So we get sin square ax is equals to a square sin square x over 1 plus a square minus 1 sin squared x. Hare, this is what they wanted us to prove. Hare, that's what they wanted us to prove. Thank you. This is what they wanted us to prove. Okay, right. Shall I erase the board, online students? Okay, right. I'll erase the board. What? Right, I'm erasing the board. Question number 8. If y equals to e to the power ax times sin bx, show that d squared y over dx squared, second derivative, they have developed an equation. Okay, let's differentiate this. Differentiate with respect to x. we get dy by dx is equals to, what do we have? Primarily a multiplication, a product of two functions, no? When there is a product of two functions, what do? Keep the first one, differentiate the second one. Sin bx, when you differentiate it, it outside layer is sin differentiation is cos bx. Go further inside, we have bx, b times x. Ehnam b wa tiyagena differentiate the x, keep the constant, keep the coefficient and differentiate the function. X differentiate with respect to x is 1. A product, so plus. Then keep the second one, sin bx, differentiate the first one. E to the power ax, when you differentiate it, e to the power ax itself. Go further inside. What do we have? A times x, x differentiate with respect to x is 1. So we get dy by dx is equals to b times e to the power ax cos bx plus a times e to the power ax sin bx. We'll take it as first equation. Right. So now I'm going to differentiate one with respect to x. This derivated function I'm differentiating again. So you get d squared y over dx squared is equals to, this is a constant, keep the constant outside. When we differentiate a function, what do we have? A product. Keep e to the power ax, differentiate the other one, cos bx, when you differentiate it, minus sin bx. Go further inside, we have bx, when you differentiate it, b times x differentiation is 1. Plus, listen now, this is a long one, this is a long one. Don't copy and write, listen now. Right. Next, I'm differentiating this. Keep cos bx, differentiate e to the power ax, e to the power ax differentiation e to the power ax itself. Go further inside, a times x differentiation is 1. A done. Plus this plus. That's why I put a big plus. A constant, keep it outside. E to the power ax and differentiate sin bx is cos bx multiplied by bx when you differentiate it, b times 1 plus keep sin bx, differentiate e to the power ax, e to the power ax by, when you go further inside, a times 1. Right, we get like this. Now for this one, we can give a substitution from this first. Give substitutions in appropriate places. First of all, simplify this nicely. We get d squared y by dx squared is equals to b times minus b e to the power ax sin bx plus a times e to the power ax cos bx. Okay. Plus a times b times e to the power ax cos bx plus a times e to the power ax sin bx. In our final goal, we have d squared y over dx squared and dy by dx is there, and then a squared b squared y is there. So e to the power ax sin bx places can be substituted with in terms of y. Here see, e to the power ax sin bx. It is actually y, no? This is y. E to the power ax sin bx is y. ඊට පස්සේ a times e to the power ax cos bx. a times e to the power ax cos bx එක නැහැ. එහෙමනම් here b times e to the power ax cos bx. b times e to the power ax cos bx. For that one we can give substitution from 1 no. එයාට මෙතන substitution එකක් දෙන්න පුළුවන්. Right. Then listen now. I'll give the substitutions in two separate steps. Instead of giving the substitutions in one single step, we'll give the substitutions in two separate steps. Did you see this? It's there. Right, here see. d squared y over dx squared, d squared y over dx squared, this is equals to b times minus by plus a times e to the power ax cos bx plus a times b to the power b times e to the power ax sin bx, sorry, cos bx plus y, sorry, plus a times y, no, plus a times y. ඔහොම එකක් එනවා. Now Buddha, if I take 1 from 1, dy by dx minus a times e to the power ax sin bx is equals to b times a to the power e to the power ax cos bx. ඒ කියන්නේ in these places, මෙන්න මෙතන I can give a substitution this b times e to the power ax cos bx, right? So I can give this substitution. Therefore, we get d squared y over dx squared is equals to, remove the brackets, minus b squared y plus ab e to the power ax cos bx. I remove the brackets here. Plus, I'm not going to remove the brackets here for the moment. Let's keep like this. dy by dx minus a times e to the power ax sin bx plus ay. Now remove the brackets. D squared y over dx squared is equals to minus b squared y plus ab e to the power ax cos bx plus a times dy by dx minus a squared e to the power ax sin bx plus a squared y. Hurry. See, where did I do a simplification mistake somewhere? මට plus minus වල අවුලක් පේනවා somewhere. e to the power ax cos bx b times 1 sin bx තියාගෙන e to the power ax a times 1, that is right. So b times e to the power x cos bx plus a times e to the power ax sin bx, that one is also right. When you are taking the second derivative, b එළියට තිබ්බා e to the power x cos bx when sin bx b times 1 plus cos bx තියාගෙන e to the power ax a times 1, right? This part is right. What about this? a times e to the power ax a තියාගෙන e to the power x sin bx when you differentiate cos bx b times 1 plus keep sin bx e to the power x a times 1. That is also right. So minus b times e to the power x sin bx a times e to the power ax cos bx. Okay, a times b times e to the power ax cos bx plus a times e to the power ax sin bx. E to the power ax sin bx is equals to y. That substitution is correct. Okay, right. E to the power e times e to the power ax cos bx. Okay. Reverse application එකක් දුන්නොත් case. Okay. Right. මෙතන බලන්න b times e to the power ax cos bx. Keep a outside. B to the power ax cos bx is actually පුතා what is it? B times e to the power x cos bx is dy by dx minus this. හරනේ. මෙතන මේ කෑල්ලම ආයෙ තියෙනවා. So again, I can give a substitution. The same substitution here, b times e to the power ax cos bx එකට මේ substitution එක මෙතන මට දෙන්න පුළුවන්. I can give that substitution. So the similar terms is removed. Similar terms will be removed. Right. Finish until this point. I have to erase the board. I don't have enough space. මේ පැත්ත මම කණ්ඩ වෙනවා. Finish until this point. Please finish until this point quickly. Make it quick. Finish until this point. Right. Shall I erase the board? I'll erase this part. Huh? Right. Now here see. Stop working and listen. Instead of this step, right? Mama metantat, I'll do a substitution. I'll give the substitution from here. So I get d squared y over dx squared is equals to minus b squared y plus a times b times e to the power ax cos bx is equals to dy by dx minus a times e to the power ax sin bx plus a times dy by dx minus a times e to the power ax sin bx plus ay. Now let's remove the brackets. D squared y over dx squared is equals to minus b squared y plus a times dy by dx minus a squared e to the power ax sin bx plus a times dy by dx minus a squared minus a squared minus එකක් එනවනේ. Right. කරලා බලමු. E to the power ax sin bx plus a squared y. Omega k. So we are halfway there. D squared y over dx squared is equals to minus b squared y plus a squared y plus a times dy by dx plus a times dy by dx 2a times dy by dx minus 2a squared e to the power ax sine bx. Sine bx. Alright. So what is our e to the power ax sine bx කියලා කියන්නේ පුතා y no y this is y this is y එහෙමනම් we get d squared y over dx squared is equals to minus b squared y plus a squared y minus 2 here minus 2a squared y plus 2a dy by dx. Now we get, you see, a squared y minus 2a squared y minus a squared y. So if I take a minus y outside, we get d squared y over dx squared is equals to minus a squared plus b squared y. From here, when I simplify this, we get minus a squared y minus b squared y minus taken outside plus a squared plus b squared. Now y is also taken outside plus 2a dy by dx. Take all the terms to this side. What do we get? D squared y by dx squared minus 2a times dy by dx plus a squared plus b squared times y equals to 0. So this is what they wanted us to prove. This is what they wanted us to prove. මේ වගේ question එකක් you can expect in your final exam. You can expect a similar question in your final exam. Simplifications ready, but you can expect. But these kind of simplifications you can expect in similar ones in simple harmonic motion also. Applied maths වලත් ඔය වගේ simplification එකක් තියෙයි. Right. Right, finish this. I'll move to the 9th question and 10th questions. So next week may paper ඉවර කරලා second paper also will be starting. From next week onwards, පුතා, the paid classes starts. So registration process will be informed in the groups. So if anyone hasn't, if anyone is not in the group, please drop a message to me. I will add you to the group. දැන් මෙතන ඉන්න සමහර ළමයි group එකේ නෑනේ. So drop a message to me. I will add you to the group. Okay. So registration process එක කියන්න. So you can log into lms.matchmacollege.com. ඉස්සර MATLAB එකේ LMS එකම තමා. You can go with lms.matlab.lk වලින් යන්නත් පුළුවන්, or as lms.matchmacollege.com. So this is the LMS now. Okay. So you can register and you can enroll for the paper classes, but the paper class will be available to available to purchase or to enroll by the first week only. End of September you can't do it. October 1st week you can see them. Okay. Right. Okay. Right. I'll erase that side. Right. Question number 9. The line joining the vertex capital C and the midpoint of the side AB in ABC triangle. So if I take an ABC triangle, we don't know any relation between the ABC sides. Okay. So I'll take this one as ABC like this. Whatever the thing that they say in words, you have to put into a diagram, then only the work will be much easier. The line joining the vertex capital C, and the midpoint of AB. Okay, such way if I want to draw, then mata මේක පොඩ්ඩක් මෙහාට මෙහෙම කරගන්න වෙනවනේ. Right. This one and the midpoint of this. I'll take the midpoint as capital D. The line joining the vertex C and the midpoint of D is perpendicular to what? BC. ඒ කියන්නේ මෙතන 90 කියලා කියන්නේ. Perpendicular to BC. Right. It's perpendicular to side BC. Show that 3a squared is equals to c squared minus b squared. We know that in the general, in usual notation for an ABC triangle, this is A, this is B, this angle is C. If this is 90, then this angle is going to be 90 minus C. Capital C, yeah? Those are capital letters. If I am taking this angle as theta, angle on a straight line segment is 180. So this is going to be pi minus theta. Since this is a midpoint, okay, we know side opposite to the capital B angle is going to be simple B. Side opposite to the capital A angle is going to be simple A. Side opposite to the capital C angle is going to be simple C. Since this is the midpoint, put the make a pi minus theta. Mark karagana. This one is C over 2. This is also C over 2. Simple C, yeah? C over 2. So based on the given data, this is what I got. Theta is something I introduced. Huh? Right. Now what I'm going to do is, considering ADC triangle, I'm going to apply the sine rule. We know that sine pi minus theta divided by its opposite side simple B is equals to sine pi over 2 minus capital C divided by its opposite side is C over 2. We know sine pi minus theta is in the second quadrant. This is in the second quadrant. The pi minus theta is in the second quadrant. Second quadrant sine is positive. A plus even multiple of 90. So sine doesn't change theta. So this is sine theta divided by B is equals to this 2 carakila udata 2 times. This is pi over 2 minus C. It's in the first quadrant. A in the plus. This is 90 minus an acute angle. No? Sine changes to cos. Capital C divided by simple C. If I do a cross multiplication, we get sine theta is equals to 2 times B cos capital C divided by simple C. I'll take it as 1. So I can get sine theta from this right angle triangle also. No? So from BCD right angle triangle, if I write sine theta, we know sine theta is equals to opposite side divided by the hypotenuse, which means A divided by C over 2, which means sine theta is equals to 2A over C. I'll take it as second equation. 2A over C. We know that sine theta equals to this and sine theta equals to this. Then I can equal 2B here. 2A over C is equals to 2B cos C divided by C. So C and C cancelling out, 2 and 2 cancelling out. So we get A equals to B times cos C. We know what is cost ratio? It's a cost rule. Cost rule එක මොකක්ද? If I am taking cos C, what is it? A squared plus B squared minus C squared over 2 times AB. This is the cost rule, no? For the C angle. Except for the angle here, we know in general usual notation, this is capital C, opposite side is C, this is B and this is A. Opposite side එක නැතුව sum of the squares of the adjacent two sides minus the square of the opposite side divided by 2 times the product of two adjacent sides, 2AB. Oh my, if you are taking cos A, it's going to be B squared plus C squared minus A squared over 2BC. And cost rule again. So I'm going to write the cost rule for this. A squared plus B squared minus C squared over 2AB. We can see that this is the multiplication, this B and this B cancelling out. Do a cross multiplication. I'll do the simplification here. Two A squared is equals to A squared plus B squared minus C squared. Plus A minus A squared. Show that 3A squared is equals to C squared minus B squared. Click here. Did I make a mistake somewhere? Sign doesn't change. This is cos C over 2. Where did I make a mistake? Have I done a mistake in simplification? Because we're almost getting closer to the answer, but not the one that they're asking. They're asking 3A squared something. Question है वैसे type कर लेते हैं. Sin pi minus theta. I haven't done any errors, I guess. මම වැරද්දක් කරලා නැහැ මට පේන හැටියට. Right? දැන් මුන්ට හතාමාර කිව්වම හතාමාරමයි. මරු ඩයල් ඉන්නේ. Right. Sin pi minus theta. Sin pi minus theta. Let's say pi minus theta is in the second quadrant. Second quadrant sign is positive. Sin theta over B is equals to sin pi over 2 minus C. Again, first quadrant. First quadrant all positive, no? So it just changes to cos. So that is plus, right? Eka plus. Okay. මෙතන තමයි අවුල තියෙන්නේ. The way I name the angle is wrong. Why? Because this entire angle is C. This is not pi over 90 minus C. නෙවෙයි මේ තියෙන්නේ C minus 90. This is C minus 90. So this is sine pi over 2 minus C නෙවෙයි. This is C minus 90. ඒ කියන්නේ that is sine minus pi over 2 minus C divided by C over 2. Sine minus an angle is equals to minus times that angle. So sine theta over B is equals to minus sine pi over 2 minus capital C divided by C over 2. Hari. So එතකොට පුතා from this point I'll take come to here. Sine pi over 2 minus C කියන්නේ කවුද? Cos C. So minus cos C එන්නේ. So we get sine theta is equals to, I'll do a cross multiplication, right? Minus 2 minus 2b minus 2b cos C over 2. So this is minus මෙතන තියෙන්නේ. So here we get minus. So we get a minus a square minus times a squared plus b squared minus c squared t. So if you remove the brackets, 2a squared is equals to minus a squared minus b squared plus c squared. Take a to the other side, we get 3a squared is equals to c squared minus b squared. This is what they wanted us to prove. So sine rule and cosine rule both together we had to apply. Sine rule and cosine rule both together we had to apply. හරි. එහෙමනම් so today's session, listen, stop working and listen. So ATM actually පුතා මේ ATM එක ගත්තේ Arman Teachers Math කියන එකෙන්. So I thought of going all my products related to my maths program ආතල් එකට නිකන් ඕක ලොකු සීන් එකක් නැහැ. ATM again. So that's why I put the paper's name as Attack the Marks කියලා. අවුලක් නෑ හරි. So ATM paper 1 short question part is done. I think one more short question is there. It's trigonometry related one. ඒක ඔයාලා කරන්න. And I'll be discussing that question and the three essay questions in our next class. And from the parts that you have written, I'll give you the marks. හරිද? So ඊළඟට next week paper cotton. Next week paper also I will give in the class time and we'll discuss the paper. Third paper onwards, I will upload it in the LMS earlier and do it because next week is the first week of the month. So not everyone is able to get the product or the purchase the classes from the LMS. No. So next week also, sometimes we might have to go as an open class. If recording will not be provided as an open one. It goes under paid category, but first week itself, since the students can't pay and purchase the classes, we will give it as an open one. Hari? So next week also the paper will be given in the class and we'll be discussing like this after finishing this paper. We have three essay questions and a short question. So however, by the end of November December first week 10 papers we are moving on to the phase 2. In phase 2 one day to write the papers, one day to discuss the papers. ඒ කියන්නේ class එක ඇතුළේදී ඔයාලා ඉඳලා ලියන්න ඕන paper එක. Physical and online both. Okay? Right. So before we wind up the session, online students, those who are here, others ගාන්ට හතාමාට බෙල් එක ගහුවා වගේ දිව්වනේ. Right. Okay, they can go through the recordings. Those who are here, drop a message to me in the chat box. All good, understood. Any unclear part, I need individual responses. I need individual responses. All clear. අලුතෙන් ආපු ළමයි ටික පොඩ්ඩක් feedback එකක් දාන්න. Please send a feedback. feedback එකක් කියවන්න please. Understood කියන එක කොමන්න පුතා. About the session, your feedback is something, the pros, cons, your satisfaction, whether was it good or bad, or constructive criticism එකක් එක්ක, or a good feedback something. I'll pause the record, I'll stop the recording.